Oh, hey, what's up, everyone? How you doing? What's up, Fet Force? Fet for Hire. We are live again. Let's do this, as I say. It's been a heck of a week. It's been several weeks since we did this, isn't it? So, got some stuff to talk about. Some changes to the channel, to the live streaming thing. Might be more of it, only shorter blocks of it. But anyway, I'm not going to waste any time bringing in my partner in crime. Let's hit that there beautiful Fez footage.
Ladies and gentlemen, millions watching around the world, let me introduce to you the genius of genealogy, the guru of guitar, John Fez Window.
Brother John, there he is. How goes it? You're muted.
Oh, it goes like the hammers of hell down the razor blade of life into the acid bath of eternal damnation, but at least the weather sucks.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah,
Sounds like we
feel
had a
free to
similar
use that
thing.
one in church.
Yes. If I set foot in a church, I'd probably burn it down. But
Nah.
so, how was your week, brother man? Obviously not that great, but anything you care to talk about, get off your chest, so they say.
Well, I'll start with the car. Finally got that fixed. It wasn't as bad money-wise as I thought, about 500 something. But you know what CV joint is on the front-wheel drive transmission?
Yep.
Well, apparently, when I had the transmission changed, they changed the one CV joint on the left and the lower control arm. They didn't do it on the right. Well, that's what fell apart. And somehow the part from the wheel to the CV joint broke. And that, thank God it didn't tear out of the transmission itself, because that would have been another $5,000 to $6,000 I don't have.
Right.
But that's what broke. And I was able to get that fixed. And it's just so nice now to be able to drive down the road and not have it pulling to the left or pulling to the right. And apparently that was completely broke the whole time I was driving down 81 and back.
Oh, geez.
When I got down to the bottom of the Pine Hill over here, I was really fighting it. And it just let loose in the driveway once I turned in. So thank God for that. But yeah, that's the story. So it's back together and working.
That's
Other than that, it's been a quiet week, not thrilling, but a couple of good things happened,
No, at least you're all right, brother man. That's the important thing.
Yeah.
So,
and I did actually get some sleep.
Oh, that's great. That's
about
great.
3 days ago. It was awesome.
I normally don't get any sleep, but for some reason, one night I'll get lots of sleep, and then the next night I'm back to the old me. But I'm getting some sleep now, so that's a good thing. But guess what? You better watch what you say, because somebody's backstage here, and I think he came here on purpose. Let's see who it is. Who's this?
Hello, everybody.
It's the king.
I am the leader of the Padres for tonight.
It's the king of the Dolphins. What's up, brother?
Hello, everybody. Hey, Fat.
What's going on, man?
Good. Not much. And hello, Fez, once again.
Hello.
And hello to the chats.
Yes, speaking of the chat.
Hello, chat.
Yeah, I better get to that thing, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I think these are from earlier, but Stark of Iron was here, and he says he'll be late, but he'll be here. Hopefully, I'm still going. Let's see what else we got. Okay, this is lagging. This is great. I have an echo. I have a lag, and my computer is shut off twice today. We're off to a good start.
Uh-oh.
Hey, remember a couple months ago, my screaming, ranting, raven, lunatic type thing? Maybe it'll happen again.
Ah.
Sort of Poopa
Well.
says, "Hello, humans and other critters." Yeah, other critters. Snortopoopas says hello to me. Hello, excuse me. Legatus, brother Legatus is here. Fade in, brother.
Yep.
Snortopoopas says hello to Legatus. Legatus says hello to Snort. I'm still hearing an echo. Snortopoopas says, me ish here for a bit until Betty by time. All good, buddy. All good. Glad you could stop by. Because like I always say, it ain't a chat unless Snortopoopas is there.
Got that right.
Yep.
That's right. Hail Snort. Tim says, pod raid maybe. Somebody say something, or is that me? This echo is really starting to. There may be a rant yet tonight, people. There may be.
Uh-oh.
Snort says hello. Hey, I was here earlier. What do you know? Look at that. I was here on my own stream. Sandra says hail Fet. King Dolphin says hail Fet. Tim, Snort, Stark of Iron, Legatus. Hi to Sandra. Hello, King Dolphin. Hello. Pod raid. Hashtag pod raid. King Dolphin says, hail all. You know what he does. I'm glad you guys do. I haven't figured it out yet. Though I do have a plan. I'm going to speak about that in a minute. Tim says, do we know Raymond what he does? No. Are you guys?
It's all part of a mystery.
You guys know, and you're just not telling me. That's not cool. Snort says, I have no idea what I do, but I'm sure it's bad. That's how I feel about myself. It's always bad. I don't know. People always react funny when I do things, but I still do them. Snort says, OMG, it's an angry Tellarite. What the hell is a Tellarite? Snort, you coming in and trying to screw me up already, right? Trying to cause trouble and shenanigans? Of course you are. That's what.
Oh, Tellarite. I know what that is.
What is
that's
Tellarite?
a petrified bank teller.
Did you say a petrified bank teller?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Meanwhile, back in the chat.
Okay. Tim says, over under 12 hours stream. Not going to be a 12-hour stream. Not going to be a long one tonight. Just because I started at 9 o'clock, I couldn't go to 10 because I have work later, unfortunately. But King Dolphin says hello. Snort's still saying hello. There's that pesky echo again. Damn it. Anyway, Snort says, damn, as well. It's that slippery crustacean. Wait. Crustacean again. Okay. He is slippery, that's for sure. Hey, SP4H Fitness here. He says YOLO. Okay, all right. I think we're just about here. SP4H says howdy. SP4H says founding member species of the Federation. Okay. All right. Oh, another one just came in. Sandra says, I'm listening while sewing a dress for my granddaughter. That's cool. I haven't. Well, yeah, I have. I have sewed a couple times in my life. I had to take a home ec course back in middle school, so I had to sew then. And I believe I've already showed the patches that Star Wars jacket that I did. I'm kind of proud of that. But I ain't scared. I'm manly enough to admit I sewed before. But okay, I was going to talk about the channel. Okay. Raymond, I'm glad you're here. So you might have noticed, everyone, that I haven't been on a lot of other channels a lot recently, including Doomcox. The end of last year, I said I was going to try to do more stuff with the channel, and I'm trying to stick to my word. I've been, of course, trying to upgrade my skills as far as graphics and video editing and all of that stuff. So I'm constantly working on all that. But I also want to take the channel to the next level. So you may have noticed I started dabbling in AI music. I did the Boba Fett song. Kind of planning on doing more of that because people seem to like it. Also, I've been speaking to someone who is very knowledgeable. Here we go again. I haven't been able to speak all week. If you caught my video the other day, brain is not cooperating. Hands were, though. I've been playing guitar pretty well, but brain's not cooperating. So anyway, I've been talking to someone pretty knowledgeable about not only YouTube, but the entertainment industry in general. So I tend to make short videos. Okay. Short videos do not get me watch hours. Although people have always said to me, you know, people have a short attention span nowadays, so short videos are better. People just want to, it's a TikTok world. People want to see a short and swipe on right on to the next thing. However, for YouTube, that's not great because it doesn't get you to watch hours, doesn't get you subscribers. You know, they're so quick to swipe, they don't even bother hitting the subscribe button. I mean, it's free. I mean, come on, people, it doesn't cost you anything to hit that subscribe button. But so I've been informed of a couple of things that I'm doing wrong. Number one, that I should tend to do longer videos. I'll still do short videos and probably shorts too, even though, I mean, I see YouTube knocked it down. It used to be, you needed 10 million views on shorts a year. I think they knocked it down to 3 million views, but that's kind of crazy. So I'm going to focus. I'll still do shorts because they're fun to make. And they're easy, quick and easy and fun to make. So I'll still do shorts, but I'm going to focus even more on the videos, and moron's going to focus more on the videos. And I'm going to try to make some longer ones, at least once or twice a week, hopefully. And I'm not sure how everyone feels about the rants. Sometimes they tend to get a little political on my side. That's one of the reasons why I hate going on other people's channels, because it's one thing if my mouth gets my channel in trouble. I don't want to get someone else's channel in trouble, you know, and I tend to go on other people's channels and keep my mouth shut because I don't want to get that person in trouble. Because YouTube is, I love being here, you know. I'm not, despite the echo, I love being here. It's not the friendliest space for someone like me, so that's why I'm also going to plug that I do have a Rumble, just in case, you know, things ever go bad here, go south. You can find me over there. I tend to put everything over there too. But my first love is YouTube. I mean, it's the biggest social media platform on the planet, you know, and all you cool people are here. So I hate to get kicked off here, but I have things to say. And the last time I checked, we live in the land of the free. You know, there is such a thing, at least so far, as freedom of speech. And I like to say what's on my mind. So I'm hoping to do, and I can, when I get ranting, it's a longer video, whether I want it to be or not. Sometimes I have to edit it down and I say too much stuff. So it's easier for me to do the rant videos. So there will probably continue to be those. And so many things tend to piss me off. It's not hard to rant about something. So like, I don't know if you guys caught the Bruce Springsteen one the other day, but things like that. Okay. First of all, let me talk about that video and the reason why I made it. I'm sick of all the political bullshit. I'm sick of all of it, you know. Okay, it needs to stop. We need to have fun again. We need to have good movies, good music. When you go to a concert, it's not the place to be, you know, spoken down to, really, is you know, in my opinion. No matter who it's about, whether it's pro Trump, whether it's pro Kamala, whoever the flavor, you know, AOC, whoever's now. It's one thing to shoot your mouth off here on YouTube, a little guy like me. That's why I tend to do it and stuff like that. Whatever. If I ever get bigger, I'll tame it down or whatever. But for people with such a big platform, you know what I mean? I would just like to see celebrities go back to what they used to do. You know what I mean? You can donate to whoever you want to donate to. You can sponsor whatever you want to sponsor in private, you know. Do what you want to do. Go, you know, have your political dinners or all, you know, let's go back to the way it used to be. So I don't want to hate Mark Hamill. Do you know what I mean? He was my childhood hero. And what he's accomplished over the last 10 years is just, he's made me not be able to stand him. And I hate it. I hate having to make videos. I don't have to, nobody, you know, holds a, you know what, to my head and makes me make these videos. But, you know, going back to why I made the Bruce Springsteen video the other day. Number one, because you only get to hear their side of it. It's always, you know, it's always one side of the aisle. And so I just felt like I needed to say my piece, even though, you know, a 1/1,000,000th of the people that heard him aren't going to, you know, see my video or anything. But I don't know. I just, I'm hoping it's coming to an end. Do you know what I mean? We got
Yeah.
we got so many better things to talk about or things like that. So, but every time someone like him or someone like Mark Hamill oversteps their bounds, I'll probably make a video like that just because I just want to get it off my chest and hopefully because the funny thing is a pesky echo again. Are you guys hearing that echo?
Yeah.
No.
No, you're not hearing that, John?
I,
Yeah, I'm definitely hearing one. But anyway, enough about that. I didn't mean for this to get political or anything. Back to my channel. Okay, I definitely want to grow the channel. I don't think I'll ever be a huge YouTuber, but I enjoy doing this stuff. And my problem has been for the last couple of years, because I have my channel forever, but I didn't really start taking it seriously until a few years ago. Not even well, seriously, it's only been the last 2 years, maybe that it's actually serious and I really want to do something with it. But I've been focusing too much on everyone else and not putting enough time into the channel. So this year I've taken more time because Saturday is really the only day that I have to really engulf myself into whatever I'm doing. And so this year I've been working on this channel, and I've hit over 1,000 subscribers, and it's still going. So I'm going to continue to do that, and I hope you guys are going to come along for the ride. I want the FET Force to be a real thing. I want us to be a force and a family. And like I always said, you're not subscribers, you're my friends. Anyone that comes here, spends a little time with me, whether it's on a live stream, whether it's you like a video, you comment on a video, you're helping me out. And I don't know how to thank you for that. You don't realize how big a help clicking that like button is, checking back, making sure you're still subscribed, because that happens. People do get unsubscribed. I got a couple personal friends that are actually, been unsubscribed several times now from my channel. And, so it's a thing. So anyway, the live streams. Okay. That's another thing where I was informed that, I enjoy doing the 10-hour long live streams. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy, and I will probably still do in the future, but they hurt my channel. They hurt the algorithm anyway, which again, going back to, that's why I originally created a second channel, because from day one, Doomcock said that the long live streams hurt the algorithm and it crushes your channel. So I need to tame it down. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm either going to do, because I still currently only have the free plan of StreamYard. I still don't know what I'm going to do there, because all I hear is everybody that had StreamYard complaining about it. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do there. I know, no offense to Doomcock, but that Restream that he's using just seems like utter garbage. You guys, you got to see, ever since he's using that, he has nothing but trouble. So I personally like StreamYard. I'm hoping that maybe if enough people leave or have already left, that eventually they'll drop their prices or whatever's going on that's making it, people hate the thing. But I personally like StreamYard, I'm hoping to stick with it. But right now, I can't afford $1 million subscription. So the free plan allows you 14 hours a month. That's it. And it seems like they're counting, from what I can tell, sometimes I'll do, like I've been doing a lot of my videos, like the Springsteen video. You'll notice most of the time they say powered by StreamYard up in the corner there. I use StreamYard a lot more now. So, and I think they count that as part of the 14 hours. So if that's the case, I'll try to knock that down. But now I can either do 4 3-hour live streams, a month, or 3 4-hour long live streams and then take a break, which that wouldn't be bad either, because it would give me a chance to, come up with some other things. And I still have other things I do for other channels and things like that too. So, and so it obviously would be on a Saturday after Raymond, probably going to run with the 9 o'clock, to 2 or whatever, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, wherever we're going. But just want to grow the channel, make it a thing.
Great.
I actually, live streams. Okay. First of all, I don't like seeing myself on camera, but it's a little friendlier than a talking bubble. So I'm kind of getting over that, I guess. Kind of getting over that. I want to play more guitar on the channel. That's another thing that fell through today. I was going to play tonight. I bought another switch for my microphone that I mic my guitar with, and I did some test recordings and everything. Earlier today, everything was fine, and about 2 hours before the stream, I started messing with it again. And for some reason, when I turned it on, now it cuts off the camera, and then I have to reboot everything to get to because it can't detect the camera. Anyway, it's a long story. So it's either play guitar or talk. And so tonight, I guess it's going to be talking, unfortunately. But hey, we're all friends. We got stuff to talk about, right?
Yep.
I missed you guys. I'm sorry that I haven't been around as much, but hopefully. This is the hard part right now. Building the channel up, hopefully eventually I'll be able to get into a rhythm, be able to make videos faster, stick to a schedule. That's another thing I was informed. I need to kind of stick to a schedule rather than, I tend to, as much as I say I'm not an artist, which I still don't think I'm an artist, like a, graphic artist, but I am creative. I've always been a creative person, so I got to do what I want to do when I want to do it. Artists don't like to be creative. People don't like to be put in a box. But to succeed on YouTube, I need to be on a schedule. It's hard to feel creative on a schedule. That's the problem. Do you know what I mean? Because a couple of days ago, I wanted to do a video, and the harder I thought about it, you know what I mean? The more I couldn't come up with anything. And it was almost like a writer's block. I guess YouTube, I guess you can have the same thing on YouTube. And I just hit such a dry spell. I couldn't even sleep over it. I was trying to think of something. And thank God the Bruce Springsteen popped up. So again, I can do the rants. I can do that. I can get the long video out. I know not everybody likes what I have to say, but listen, that's also not a reason to unsubscribe from the channel too, because especially in our community, one thing I think that has been stressed more than anything else is that we can have differences of opinion and still get along. If I do a video and you don't like my take on a certain thing, you know what I mean? That's one thing. We probably have a million more in common. So just keep that in mind. You're still my friend, even if I say a bad word you don't like or a name you don't like or things like that. We're still friends, ultimately. At the end of the day, that's the only way that this horse shit that has been going on for the last 8 years is going to stop. This division, I hate it. I hate it so bad. I walk in a store up until The Last Jedi. Okay, I'd see somebody wearing a Star Wars shirt, and we were brothers, or brother and sister. You know what I mean? I knew we were friends. We had so much in common, and now this political shit has just destroyed everything so bad. Now I see someone with a Star Wars shirt, and I walk the other way because I don't know. Are they a George Lucas Star Wars fan or are they a Disney fan? And I don't want to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Listen, I can't stand Disney. I hate what they did. They did do some good things. I will give them that. I like The Force Awakens. I like Rogue One. The Mandalorian was good for the first 2 seasons. Then that went to shit. I don't know. I hate it. One thing all right, let's see. Before I get on to something else, I think I covered everything I wanted to cover about the channel. I do want everyone's opinion. If you can get past that echo, hold on, give me 1 second here. I'm going to try to do something backstage a second. All right, I took automatically adjust. Nope, it's still doing it, right? Echo. All right, now I'm not hearing it. Now, am I too loud? Am I too loud or too quiet or anything?
No, you're good.
All right, we'll try to run with this for now because that echo's driving me nuts. The dick pics. Are you guys sick of seeing those? Is that something like maybe I should? I haven't done it for a while. I've been slowly starting to make the pictures again, but they didn't seem to get views, so which is one of the reasons why I didn't make any new ones I know recently. So just let me know. You guys think on that. Let me know. You guys can find me on Twitter or whatever like that. Because I also have the thing I was thinking about too. I do the movie of the week graphic, and I put a lot of work into those. And I tweet them out Sunday and Wednesday, and that's the end of it. So I was thinking that maybe I'll just throw some videos together of those things too. Just because it just sucks. They just go the way of the dodo, and they took me a long time to do. But anyway, so hopefully you guys aren't sick of the dick pics. I know I should rename them, but man, that is so funny.
Yeah.
A lot of people think it's funny. I don't know what else to call them. You know what I mean? Overlord DVD video number 50,060. It just doesn't have the same ring as dick pics. So I like to keep the title. However, I don't know. We'll see. But other than that, like I said, I'm constantly trying to evolve. So probably be more music, more if I feel like breaking out the guitar and trying to sing, all of that stuff there. But I also want to do more things, trying to get better at AI art, all of that there sort of thing. So I don't know.
Snortopus is heading for bed.
He is? Oh, yes, he is. Okay. All right, Snorty.
Right, Snort.
Thanks for stopping by,
Snorty.
buddy.
Take care, pal.
Everybody time for a burr. Have fun, everybody. We will. It won't be as much fun without you, Snort, but thanks for stopping by, buddy. Holy smokes, I didn't see Old Man Bird is here. No disintegration. Please have mercy. Me? Nah. No mercy. Anyway, definitely heard the echo. All right, you know what? There's gonna be a rant before the end of the show. I have echo cancellation on. All right, now I turned it off. All right.
Now you're very quiet.
Now I'm very quiet. Okay. Maybe I spoke too soon about loving StreamYard here. Okay. Am I louder again?
Yeah.
Okay, see, now I have the echo cancellation on, but there's the echo. Anyway. Back to the politics in pop culture. Okay. So I've been recently singing the praises of the band Ghost. Okay, I don't know if anybody's checked them out or whatever, but see, Fett knows what I do, but I know my music too. #1 album in the country, in the world right now, actually. First heavy metal band to go #1 in 5 years. So I know my stuff.
Awesome.
The reason I bring this up is because the singer, Tobias Forge, better known as Papa Perpetua right now, definitely not a fan of let's say our president right now. And I still love the music. Okay. I love the music. I listen to this every day. Matter of fact, I just got something the other day on YouTube that I didn't even know was a thing. I got notified that I was the top Ghost fan of the day. I listen to it every time I go somewhere in my car, and all day long. I just all day long listen to this. So my point is this: you can like who you want to like politically or whatever. I don't care. You can be gay, you can be straight. I don't give a damn. You put out good music like this, I'm going to buy it, and I bought it. And that's another thing too. We know in our community, you support the artist, you buy physical media, which is why I bought this. Haven't even opened it yet because I do listen to it but listen, on streaming services and stuff like that, these artists I don't even know if they see a penny of it. So now when you watch something, you watch a video or you listen to stuff on here, like for example, Ghost has a YouTube channel. I'm sure they're getting some money for that. So try to watch it on the artist's YouTube channel, so that they can at least get paid for their hard work and stuff like that. But again, if you guys haven't checked out Ghost, Skeleta, freaking great album, especially if you like 80s metal. Matter of fact, the one damn song on here, as soon as I heard it, and they're like, everyone is in agreement now that it's very reminiscent of Journey, Separate Ways. So something on here for everybody, even if you don't like their visuals or their religious views or anything like that. It's still a kick-ass album. It's definitely worth owning. So pick it up, help the artist, or at least, like I said, listen to it on their YouTube channel. So I don't know. I guess I'm about done with my thing. John, you were talking
Yes, sir.
about fishing, or are you still there?
Oh,
Uh-oh,
yes.
okay, you're breaking
One
up.
of our members at the lodge. Yes, I'm here.
Okay, we hear you.
Okay. One of the members at our lodge, Dave Taylor, he's retired Fish and Game Commission. So his wife and him decided they want to use the garage for actually putting cars in. So he's getting rid of all his fishing gear. And he's donated it to the lodge so we can sell it. Got down there and I figured a few poles, a few boxes, tackle box, what have you. Oh no. There's more than 20 poles,
Wow.
5 tackle boxes, life vests, nets, all kinds of other stuff, materials for making your own lures and everything. So we moved that all out this morning, or late this afternoon anyway, early afternoon. And some of these poles are the very old, what are they called? Bamboo.
Hmm.
And, bamboo fishing rods. The longest one I think is about 8 feet. And that was an adventure driving from his house to mine with the front of the poles through the stands and the headrest on the passenger seat. But, yeah, we'll be doing some kind of a sale either on Facebook Market or something. May do a raffle on it locally. I don't know. But we got to go through all this stuff Monday night. But that's one of the things that kind of tired me out today was running all that stuff from his garage to the 2 cars. Me and another brother went up. But I mean, he's got so much stuff in there, it's unbelievable. And one of the things he had, which is really, really nice, is you remember you used to go to some of the state parks and you'd see these posters of the various fish that we have in the state.
Yeah.
He's got the entire collection of them in pristine condition in the laminated plastic.
Nice.
So we're not sure if we're going to sell that one or not, but I think that'll get a good price when we go on to it. So there's that. I'll keep you informed, what we're going to do, and if anybody's interested in buying some antique or even modern fishing gear, because he's got, again, tons of it.
Cool.
Check it out.
Oh,
And yeah, as far as Ghost goes, definitely a great band. Very imaginative. There's a lot of reference in the sound back to the 80s, which is nice. And the other thing, I think I told you about this the other day, was Tobias Forge is also a brother.
Yeah, you
He's
mentioned that.
in the Swedish Masons, which is pretty interesting. So there's that. And let's see, what else happened this week? We had a storm this evening.
Ooh,
The cat
yeah,
was
all
going
day.
nuts, chasing leaves back and forth. She likes to look out the windows and follow the trees that are flying by, and the witches on bicycles, and bunny rabbits that just don't have a catapult to play with, so they wait for the storms. So it's kind of weird. She's a nutcase.
Well, DJ
But-
Play Nice is here, and he says rock.
Hey, DJ.
Yeah.
He also says salute. It's
Yeah.
guns and guitar. Yeah, man, I wanted to play tonight in the worst way. I've been shredding it up the last 2 days. I was playing pretty good, but mic issues that are knocking out my camera. But we'll get that fixed up. There'll be some playing in the future. Hey, going back to Ghost, John. I think I said previously, like I've always kind of like been on the fence with Ghost. They'll come out with something good, and then I kind of lose interest and all. But the thing that first caught my eye with them was the singer. Since he's been outed or whatever, long story there. I guess the band sued him a few years back, and whole ugly thing there, which is why his identity got out there, who he is. But now that he does interviews, I
Yeah.
see him all the time wearing a Creator shirt. So I'm like,
Yeah.
cool dude. I love me some German thrash metal Creator. Yeah, another great band. You guys want to check them out. But hey, I'm noticing over here. I don't know if you guys see, but
Yeah,
on
what's
top
the deal with Grogu?
Yeah.
on top of sprucing up the channel, I'm trying to spruce up. First step in sprucing up the studio here, Fet headquarters. Not once it takes off. I mean, I got a little plant going here. You know,
Oh,
got a little plant. Got a little. So yeah, we're gonna spruce it up. I'm like a real YouTuber now. You know, you all have that. Now I got to get me like a purple light or something for the back to shine up
Yeah.
the wall. And you know, we'll have a plant. We'll have the lights. We'll almost be like a real YouTube channel. We're getting there. We're getting there.
Plant the facts that fancy rocks.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. But yeah. Anyway,
Have to
so
get you a couple of ferns.
Yeah.
well, baby steps. Baby steps.
Yes.
We're getting
Well,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, we're getting there. But stay tuned. Fet headquarters coming soon to a YouTube channel
Awesome.
near you. So Raymond, what do you got going on?
Well, just did a video. Ran a short out there with a me trying a compound bow. And Janet from another planet says, "Let me know how it is when you shoot it." I'm afraid to. The person who let me hold on to it, he says, "You, if you're not careful, you can slice your fingers off on it." I said, "Okay, why am I holding this then?" So that was
What is it?
huh?
What is it?
Compound bow.
A compound bow. You'll see it in the shorts. And then I'm gonna
Raymond wants you to look up his shorts.
yeah, for the ladies. But the then I did an interview. Well, no, I did a review Wednesday, and today we went We went to Mission Barbecue because it's the tail end of Armed Forces week, and they were giving free sandwiches for veterans. So we went there, the local one, and local is relative. So we went there, and I saw we were sitting there waiting for the doors to open, and Sandra says, "Oh, look at that!" And I look, and there's this big ass black snake.
Ooh.
And I went, "Ah!" I hate snakes. I'm Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
I really admit it. I hate snakes. And this was about 8 feet long, just slithering along the side of the door to the restaurant. So I'm like, "Oh, don't you go in there, and don't you be anywhere bitten by me. We're not going to. It's not going to go well." So the manager came out. They have a broom, they have a dust mop, and they're herding the snake to a different location. And all I'm doing is like shivering and cringing. I hate snakes. Snakes are nice.
Not a big fan myself.
And of course, we told the grandkids, and the oldest one says he's afraid of snakes and mice. What a wimp! No respect. So, and then tonight was the usual craziness. John was there, and we just had lots of fun.
Very cool.
Yep. And
of course, what would have been cool is the snake goes into the restaurants and all the little old ladies go absolutely ape and stuff.
Well,
Screams were incredible.
actually, where I'm at, probably someone would have pulled out a pew device, and that snake would be splattered. Splattered all over the floor of the restaurant.
Waiter, there's snake guts in my soup.
Yeah, that wouldn't have gone well. But yeah, I'm taking a week off just to chill, do Sandra's honeydew list, and maybe do a lot of practicing on the bass. I am sorely in. All I got to say about learning bass is thank God for tabs. Thank God for tabs.
Yeah.
So, but that's what's been going on with me, John. Fat.
Cool.
Very cool.
Oh, speaking of, I wanted to give a shout out to our brother Lenrod. He's having a bit of a tough time tonight. I just want to let you know if you happen to see this or whatever that we're thinking about you, buddy.
Yes, we are.
Absolutely.
We're here for you, man. So hope to like you got my number. You got my number, buddy.
Got mine, and I got you, John's. So reach out to us, buddy.
Okay. With that, I guess that's a good way to segue into some music-related news. Because I've been here. The funny thing is, I've been keeping an eye on the chat, and it's barely moved. But when I bring something up or I get talking, then you all start talking and get me all confused and whatnot over there. Now it's hardly moved, so I'm going to jump onto some music news here. So don't start bombarding me in that there chat over there. All right. So here we go. I thought this was worth sharing when I saw this. Let's see if I can bring it up without doing any damage here.
Donna.
Okay. So, any fans of Vivian Campbell out there?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So, for those that don't know, Vivian Campbell first began in a little band, little tiny little band called Dio. I'm sure nobody heard of Dio before.
I have.
But yeah. So he's currently in Def Leppard too, another little tiny band that nobody's really heard of. But unfortunately, Vivian Campbell plays first show with Def Leppard after undergoing bone marrow transplant.
Ooh.
Yeah. That's a shame too. I know he's been fighting some health issues. That just sucks. This is a bit of a long article, so sit back, relax, and get ready to laugh because the odds of me reading this successfully are not good. So, but I mean, no disrespect to Vivian. It's just my brain's not working this week, but we're going to give this a shot because all respect for this man, actually, because very, very underrated guitar player. You know, people speak 1980s. It's always Randy, Jake. Which I'm a huge Jake fan. George Lynch, very underrated guitar player. This gentleman should often be associated with that their list. But anyway, let's try to read this here. So Def Leppard guitarist Vivian Campbell played his first show with the band in 8 months this past Thursday, May 15th, at the Coliseo Jose Miguel Agrelot. I'm sure I read that wrong. In San Juan, Puerto Rico. Okay, here's the track list. We won't read all of that, but we know the Def Leppard big hits. So anyway, fan film video of the performance can be seen below. So if you put a link maybe on this live stream to this article then. But the 62-year-old, wow, 62 already. The 62-year-old Campbell missed Def Leppard's 2 previous concerts after undergoing a bone marrow transplant as part of his ongoing treatment for Hodgkin's lymphoma. For Def Leppard's performance on January 18th at Feria sit back and get ready for this one. Feria Estatal de Leon in Leon, Mexico. I should have proofread this before I went live. But I didn't. But anyway, so in Mexico on October 14th, 2024 in Nashville, as part of the Daimler Truck Customer Appreciation Event. Wow, that was cool. That was cool of them, wasn't it? Def Leppard, you know what? That was pretty cool. I wish my company had thrown me a Def Leppard concert. Vivian was replaced by John Zocco, who is Phil Collins' guitar tech. Imagine. Back on January 23rd, Vivian released a statement via social media in which he thanked fans for their recent messages and support. He added, "As you all may know, I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma several years ago. I recently had a bone marrow transplant as part of my treatment plan, and it's safe to say that thus far, it's been a very successful transplant. I must have to keep my head down and my spirits up for the next 100 days. Oh, I just have to keep my head down and my spirits up for the next 100 days of primary recovery. During a November 2023 appearance on the Lymphoma Voices podcast, Campbell spoke about his battle with Hodgkin's lymphoma, with which he was diagnosed in 2013. Wow, I knew it was a while, but he said, in part, I'm still dealing with the lymphoma. It's sort of like it's an American expression, whack-a-mole. Wow.
Yeah.
You beat something back and then it pops up somewhere else. Yeah. But it's been, yeah. See, that's the thing. Us guys, myself included, we're so stubborn when it comes to getting checked out and all. And we need to knock that off.
Yeah. I did that. Started working on the screening stuff after my mom passed from cancer 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's almost 2 years.
We need to wise up.
Yes.
Yeah.
But okay, so he says, but it's been a pretty consistent battle, but it hasn't been too difficult for me. Well, that's good. I deal with it fine. I've been able to live my life. I've been able to continue touring. For the bulk of those 10 years, I actually was doing immunotherapy. Starting in June of 2015, I started taking a drug called, pembrolizumab. Wendy Webb, let me know if I pronounced that right. Sandra could actually do that too. I did that as part of a clinical trial. We discussed a few options, and I'd heard about this immunotherapy, and it was very nascent. It was a very nascent treatment, and I was really pushing for doing it. I remember at the time that my doctors wanted me to do radiation and maybe a combination of radiation and chemo. And I just thought, well, let's just try this immunotherapy thing. Let's see if this works. So I managed to get on the trial. I'm happy to say that it worked well for me. That's good. So from June of 2015 until essentially the end of 2022, I was able to just about once a month go in and do an infusion. Oh boy, pembrolizumab, and just go about my life. And it was very, very easy for me to do. Honestly, the hardest part was scheduling with all my travel. I bet there were very, very subtle, very benign side effects. For me, I tolerated the treatment very, very well, and that was working great, but sort of lost its efficiency for a year and a half ago. And we could tell in the scans. I would do scans every 3 to 4 months, just as a matter of protocol anyway, to see what was happening. And my oncologist now had been telling me for essentially the last 2 years that the drug was not being as effective as it once was, and that we're going to have to consider different treatments. So anyway, in November of 2022, we did a combination of that drug with 3 chemo drugs. And have to forgive me because I cannot remember the name of the chemo drugs. But anyway, I did a course of treatment, 6 cycles of that combination therapy of 3 chemo drugs and the that thing. Unfortunately, it didn't put me into remission. We fell a little bit short of that. So I just recently, at the end of July 2023, started doing 6 cycles of a combination of therapy and chemo drug called, Brentox. Look it up. And it had immunotherapy drug called, nivolumab. I'm halfway through that. I've done cycle 3. I do cycle 4 early next week. So far, so good. And I had to, did somebody say something or was that an echo? Okay.
No, that was me coughing.
Okay. So far, so good. I had to go and get this stunning haircut yesterday because, Jesus Christ. Brentumixumab does have hair loss as a side effect. So I could start telling in the last couple of weeks, every time I touch my hair, it was coming out. So I'm a little bit more proactive by going and cutting it super, super short. I was wondering why I had the short hair recently. Well, actually, not recently, for quite a while. Asked if he had gotten used to his much shorter haircut. Vivian said 10 years ago, when I first started going to the ABVD chemo, that's when my hair first fell out. And so that was difficult. It was mostly difficult for me. I'd had long hair my entire life. He sure did. I literally, because geez, he was in DO. What was he like, 17, 18 or something when he started DO? Yeah.
Yeah, he's only 2 years older than me.
He says, I literally started growing my hair long when I was about 11 or 12 years old. That's when I got a guitar at 12. That's when I started. And it's just gotten longer and longer. And it becomes part of your identity when it's around for so long, especially as a guitar player. Yep, all about it. And to be honest, it was a comforting thing to me because it gave me something to hide behind when I was on stage. See, same here. John, is that why you grew your hair long?
No, I just can't find a barber who charges less than $40.
See, I'm always looking for something to hide behind. I always did. And
I can't grow hair like you, Fat. My hair grows.
You said it grows out.
Yeah, it grows out rather than long.
Mm.
Yeah, I'd love to have hair like yours. It has.
Oh.
Kind of like the father on that Hair Bears cartoon.
Yeah,
back in the 80s, 70s.
Oh, back to this. He says, I am naturally a very shy person and identify with being a musician. See, that's weird, man. How, like, I always wanted to be a famous guitar player, but I'm shy too. See, he did it.
Yeah.
But, so, you know, back when I used to play with the band, you know, I'd get on stage and it was like I was a different person. I don't know, like a switch would flip. And so I don't know. That's, I guess, what's going on here on YouTube. I'm getting a little more and more comfortable with doing the YouTube thing. But I don't identify very much with being a performer, even though, if I'm being honest with myself, that's really kind of what we do in Def Leppard. Yeah, we're musicians and we're songwriters. We write songs and we make records and we record music. But when we go on tour, we're performers. True. And that's part of it. And my hair gave me something to hide behind. It was a big part of my identity for so much of my life. So it was difficult letting go of it the first time again. Yeah, but he continued. I was living in LA. Man, this is a long article, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. I don't think I'm going to read the whole thing. We don't need to go into everything here. Let me scroll down here. Campbell, who before joining Def Leppard in 1992 was well known for 92. I didn't realize it was that long. He was well known for his work with Dio and Whitesnake. Oh yeah. Yeah. I forgot he was in Whitesnake. Went public with his Hodgkin's lymphoma diagnosis in 2023. Vivian underwent. All right. We already covered this. See, it's kind of recapping anyway.
Yeah.
But, yeah, this is, at least he's back playing shows and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, what a great guitar player, right? You agree, John?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
And
I
you know,
mean,
Def
rhythm
Leppard
as
too.
well as lead. Yeah, his rhythm playing was absolutely phenomenal.
And Def Leppard too. You know, they got a bad rap. I mean, they kind of for not sugarcoating it, they kind of blow. You know, last several decades and everything. But you know, early on, especially for me, Pyromania was such a huge influence on my life.
Yeah.
You know, I have a video where I talk about how my mom got me the cassette by accident, but I grew to love that thing. They didn't even use a lot of like really chords and stuff back in the day. You know, they were all over. They did a lot of strange stuff on Pyromania, and I often wondered, you know, I love Phil Collins' tone. I was always in love with Phil Collins, Ibanez Destroyer, and the Photograph and all those videos, but I think they might have lost something when they got him over. Who was the other guy?
Yeah, 2 minutes ago I could have told you the name.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank right now.
I know who you mean. That keeps happening with my brain.
So their original guitar player, I think they lost something when they lost him because I don't know.
The album before Pyromania was really one of my favorites, and that had Bringing On the Heartbreak, which I love.
High and Dry,
Night, Me and My Wine. Yeah, High and Dry. That's the name.
Yeah, see, Bringing On the Heartbreak to me, that was like the prelude to Pyromania, I think.
Yeah. And I mean, just that whole High and Dry album was Riff City. You know, it was a lot of fun. But Pyromania was great, and you know, you've got Steve Clark on guitar there, who is another tragedy, unfortunately, and the drummer,
Rick Allen,
losing his arm. That was another tragedy. They've been through so much crap, and yet they stand by their guy, you know, and that's a real show of friendship.
Just going through the chats real quick here. SP4 says the Desert Song by Def Leppard is very underrated in my opinion. You know the thing about what the album that blew up, oddly enough, was Hysteria, and that's
Yeah.
there were some things, you know, that one was deceptive to me because the first single they put out was Women.
Yeah.
And Women sounded like it should be the next thing that came after Pyromania. But then the entire rest of the album was completely different. It was so poppy, and they didn't have that edge anymore that they had, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Plus, at the time, the music scene was changing.
Yeah. Yeah. They definitely.
MTV. It was MTV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I think
It was
MTV did a little more damage than good back in the day.
Yeah.
You know? I think that's one of the things, you know, I profess my now hatred for Motley Crue.
Yeah.
You know, I did like them at one time, but that's the thing. When it became all about image, they just started going with the image of the
flavor of the week.
Yeah. Yeah. MTV was a good thing, and I guess a bad thing too. I loved it back in the day, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Well, that's the thing. I think the last video I saw on MTV was in 1996.
Well, it's probably about
Cool
when they
video.
stopped playing videos. Remember when
Yeah.
MTV used to actually play music videos?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Before it
when
came
they
reality
decided
shows.
they were the social conscience of the world.
Yeah.
Nonsense. The Jersey Shore.
Yeah,
That's real social conscience.
yeah. That was whatever the reality shows they were doing. You know, I mean, that was crap.
Yeah. I don't know. I can remember when they started doing that. You know, I was in a relationship at the time, and she liked to watch that stuff. So I remember Puck and all that crap, the Real World or whatever it was called. But holy cow! You know,
that was the one.
the only good thing about all of that stuff happening was it made VH1 really cool.
Yeah,
because they started playing all the good music videos and stuff.
Mhm.
You know. But SP4 says that's why I've always been a fan of Dio. He never really changed. Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's one good thing.
yeah. He experimented here and there.
Here and
Lock Up
there.
the Wolves was a little different. I can't remember the album after that. They had a different guitar player. I think his name was Gus. I could
Gus
be
G.
wrong.
Gus G. That was Ozzy.
No, he was with Ozzy for a while.
Yeah, I know who you mean. That kid, that real young
Yeah.
kid. I think he was trying to recreate the magic with Vivian Campbell, but it didn't work. You know, plucking that
Yeah.
kid out of unknown, and you know.
Well, that was Rowan Robertson with the Lock Up the Wolves album, and then the other guitar player. Which album has "Give Her the Gun" on it? But he was a industrial style guitar player, and it worked on one level, but didn't work on another level. So it was kind of iffy, but still not a bad album.
SP4 said, yeah, but VH1 also gave us Rosie O'Donnell. Is that true?
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah.
She started on VH1. Oh,
Yeah.
geez.
Friday Night Comics.
Oh, Craig Goldie was on. He was on Dream Evil. Did he come back for another album?
Yeah,
Oh,
he
Dream
came
Evil.
back later on. Let me see. I think it was Master of the Moon he was on, the last one. And I don't know if he was on Killing the Dragon.
I always thought it was funny. I don't know how familiar you guys are with Hearing Aid. Back in the 80s there. You remember when they did like We Are the World, all that stuff for Africa, USA for Africa and stuff like that. There was a metal version that Ronnie James Dio actually organized, and it was called Hearing Aid, where they did a song and a video, and all the proceeds went for hunger in Africa and stuff. But yeah, I always thought it was funny. Like if you look back at that now, there are videos here on YouTube of it, and you see all the people involved. I think that led to a lot of people joining a lot of other bands, you know, because like that, Craig Goldie was involved with that. He ended up going to Dio. You had, who the heck else was in there?
Alfred, Dokken, Queensryche.
No, I was just thinking of somebody else
YMT.
too. Yeah, Tom Menichetti was in it. Oh, great song too, by the way, and solo. Like
Yeah.
the solo, what's the solo? Like 10 minutes long. You got guys like
Yeah,
Yingwie
you
and
had
George.
everybody doing
Yeah,
their piece.
yeah. We're stars. Yeah, that was the song.
Yeah.
Oh, he says Doug Aldrich was the guitarist for Killing the Dragon.
Okay. Yeah. Here's another great guitar player who's underrated.
You ever hear the band he started in? Lion.
Man.
Lion's a pretty good band.
Hmm.
If you're familiar with the 1986 Transformers movie, the metal theme song to that movie, that's Lion. They were also I think the first time I ever heard them was in Friday the 13th Part 4. That crazy scene where what's his name, Crispin Glover is dancing to that song, that metal song. From what I understand, they wanted Metallica for that, which I don't know how you're going to dance to Metallica, but Metallica said no, so that's Lion in Friday the 13th. But they're a pretty good band. He was
Cool.
a pretty good guitar player way back then too, Doug Aldrich.
Yeah.
But oh, Paul Shortino, yeah, that's where I was thinking in the Stars video.
Yes.
How you had a couple of the guys from Quiet Riot. No, all the guys I think from Quiet Riot were there, because even Frankie and Manali, they had two drummers playing that, and Frankie Manali was one of them. And yeah, so Paul Shortino ended up joining Quiet Riot when they kicked Kevin DuBrow out. Which now, how do you say it? Do you say Kevin DuBrow or Kevin DuBrow?
I always said Dubrow.
See, I remember the first interview I ever saw with Kevin. I call him DuBrow because I heard him say DuBrow.
Yeah.
So I've always said DuBrow, and I heard him say it for the longest time. But then I saw an interview where he himself said then DuBrow. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what to call him. That's Pure 4 says the 86 Transformers soundtrack still rules. It sure does. It sure does. That's for sure. But yeah, that was Lion. Did that Transformers song.
Now, as far as Vinny goes, I'm glad he's, doing all right and getting back together. The hair, if you remember Peter Frampton from back in the day in the 70s when Frampton Comes Alive came out, he had the long flowing locks. Well, the last few years, probably the last 20 years, he's had it shaved right down, not quite buzz cut, but close. And he doesn't miss it. But as far as, from the cancer, my mother lost all her hair over the last year with the breast cancer, going through the chemo and all that. Now that that's all over with, it's growing back thicker than it used to.
That's cool.
So, don't lose hope.
How is Mama Fez doing?
She's doing good. And she's definitely getting around more. She's spent all this winter in the house, not just because of the cancer, but because of the weather. And, getting up and down that driveway when it's icy is a challenge. But, yeah, she's doing much better, getting around. Much appreciated for everybody who sent their thoughts and prayers on King Dolphin. And, it's helped me very much. I know. So there's that. And, I'm actually getting in touch with my cousins who are her brother's kids for the first time in like 20 years, because I only met them. Chris and Sarah I met, about 20 years ago. But since I'm doing the family history and all that, Chris really wants to learn a lot of it. So I'm sending him pictures, making up a copy of the family tree, all that. And you know how extensive my researches have been there. Those 15-foot scrolls of different branches of the family and all that. So it's going to be fun getting in touch and hopefully getting together with him, because he's out in the western part of the state, more towards Cobalt. But yeah, so there's that.
DJ Play Nice says, Fez, positive vibes to you and yours. Absolutely.
Thank you, sir.
I think we could all use some positive vibes, man. I don't know.
Oh,
I
yeah.
had a pretty crappy week. I don't know. Hopefully, hope things soon pick up. So I'm going to share my screen here. I put some things in my bookmarks on Twitter over the last week or so. Just random things, no particular order. I just thought maybe we'd take a look at them and maybe comment on them and do that sort of thing.
All right.
All right. So let me move this so I can see what I'm doing here. Okay. So number one, we got this here. Let's see what happens here.
Whoa.
She's hired.
I thought the degenerates that come here might get a kick out of that one.
Uh-huh.
Okay, then we got this one here. Happen to notice this. Thought we'd discuss some candy. One got to go. Okay. John. Which one
The
goes?
Butterfinger can go.
Butterfinger.
Never cared
Raymond?
for them.
Reese's.
Ooh, that one hurts. That one hurts.
Yeah.
I'm not a big peanut butter fan.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. You're not peanut butter. So I am. That's probably my favorite right there. I probably got to go with John. I'd say Butterfinger, just because in my old age, I don't know, too sweet, too crunchy, too sweet. So
Yeah.
I probably kicked that one out. I could live, I could probably live without Snickers too. So, no,
So
honestly,
the Three Musketeers, though, I gotta have.
I do like me a Three Musketeers. Honestly, of the two there, there are two there, that the Reese's and the Three Musketeers. Like, I'd be good with those for life.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would probably miss the Snickers and the Twix a little bit, down the road, but I could still
Yeah.
live with them. But
Yeah,
as long as
Twix
I
is one of those I get once in a while because it is, a rare treat, so to speak. And Reese's recently I've been loving.
DJ Play Nice wants to know what the F is nougat. I don't know, but it's good.
Yeah.
It's whipped. It's really good. Holy crap! Andy Masterson is here.
Hey, Andy.
Hey,
And
Andy.
he says his guitar has FET frets. It sure does. It sure does.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was telling everybody earlier, man, I was jamming the last 2 days. I wanted to play so bad on here tonight. I was playing so good. Having issues with this here switch where, I don't know, it's cutting my camera out. So it's either be on camera and talk or just play guitar. And I thought, who wants to see me sit here for 3 or 4 hours just playing guitar? So we'll get that worked out one of these days. Hey, I can't be a professional overnight. If there's one thing you people should know by now, it's not happening overnight. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, SP4 says, howdy, Andy. There's that echo again. And I was gone for a while there. There it is again. Demons. I swear to God. The demons, they just won't. I'm possessed. It's like I'm possessed. I'm carrying them around with me. They're on my back and they won't go. Demons all day.
Ooh, Tippy Tail and the Kitties here.
Hey, Tippy Tail.
Hey, man.
Hey there.
Long time no see, buddy. Tippy Tail McKitty in the house. Hey, some people are coming in. It's funny because the show is dying down pretty good there. But I don't know. We gotta I don't know. We gotta pick it back up, I guess. But
Yeah.
on what I say, see, now the chat's starting to hop again. Now they bring stuff up and we finally start talking about something. Now I'm getting lost. It won't stop moving. It's like it won't stop moving. Okay, where was I? And I got a lag too. SP4 says hi there, Tippy Tail. DJ says hi there. Andy says hi, DJ SP4 and Tippy Tail. Okay. Hey, so now that there's a bunch of people here, what do you guys think? This here thing here, this candy. Which one got to go? Which one can you live without? Which one is not impressing you? I know a lot of people. I've known a lot of people who aren't big on Snickers, but I occasionally. Raymond, you don't like peanut butter. What about peanuts? Do you eat peanuts?
I love peanuts. So
See, I'm the opposite. I love peanuts, but and that's peanuts. Let me enunciate. I love peanuts. But I only get a craving for them every now and then, you know.
Yeah.
When I do, I gotta have them because I'll tell you what, one candy bar that's not on here that I wish was on this list because it would definitely stay is a payday. When I get a craving for a payday, I gotta have me a payday.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm a big fan of chocolate, but sometimes I don't know them nuts. You know, the peanuts, not nuts.
Mhm.
But SP4 said Three Musketeers can go. See, I like Three Musketeers. I still think they should.
Blasphemy, off with his head.
They should still, like I said, my understanding was it was originally like a Neapolitan thing. You got three little candy bars, and they were chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry. It was like so they were the Three Musketeers. They should do that again.
Yeah.
Tippy Tail McKitty said Snickers. Man, I got like a serious lag going on here. All right, he says Snickers. Andy Masters said Snoopy and Charlie Brown.
Peanuts.
Oh, the peanuts. Yeah. Peanuts. All right. At least people are understanding saying peanuts and not something else.
Yeah.
Tippy Tail said, hey, King Dolphin TV. SP4 said Butterfinger used to make their own peanut butter cups. They were pretty damn good. They did? I didn't know that. Uh-oh. Wait. Time to bring this stuff down. We'll come back to this. We will come back to this shortly. I'm not done with the bookmark thing, but we got Carla Burton in the house.
Oh, a car video.
Hello.
Sorry,
A
Carla.
car video.
I didn't see you back
How
there. I
are
hope you
you?
weren't back there long.
Hey, Carla.
No, not like not 30 seconds. Hi, Raymond. How are you?
Good, Carl. I missed you tonight.
Yeah, it's bad timing this time of year. Like you start just before we go to church, and you finish before I've even got all the kids settled with their food and stuff like that. I will try. I do try. I do think about it all the time, but I try. I'm like, it makes me stressed out when I think about how sad I can't make it.
Oh, well, we miss you.
I know. I miss being there. It's so fun. I love show and tell.
Tippy Tail McKitty is concerned that you're on the wrong side of the road again, Carla.
Oh, look, I'm in the middle. How about that? Is that better?
There you go. Right in the middle.
It's like a pilot flying,
Andy says
following
hi.
the center line.
Andy says hi, Carla.
Hi. And I want to say happy birthday to Appion.
Oh,
Happy
yes.
birthday,
Happy
Appion.
birthday, brother Appion. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. See, he's a day after my niece, so it's easy to remember.
And it's
DJ
raining
Play
in New Zealand.
Oh, it's been raining here too.
Yeah.
DJ Play and I said Reese's Pieces are greater than Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
Oh, okay. He has to try. Hasn't he tried Reese's the Buttercup with chips in it? That tastes like Reese's Pieces in a peanut butter cup. It's so awesome.
You're talking chips like potato chips.
Yeah, but they put potato chips in a Reese's Pieces. Because Calvington sent me it once, and I was like, "Oh, I don't think I want to try this." And then I ate it, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is my favorite Buttercup flavor." And it's just like having a whole lot of Reese's Pieces, because you know the crispiness of the shell. That's exactly what it's like. But you're eating a whole Buttercup. Oh my gosh, so good.
Well, I mean, when I was a kid, I used to go to Wendy's, and I used to like dip the French fries in the Frosty, the chocolate Frosty. So
yeah.
I guess it's not really disgusting.
There's no accounting for taste.
Very sweet.
Andy says candy is evil, but I love Mounds and Milky Way. Milky Way, yeah, Mounds too.
Don't you like pineapple lumps? Is that Andy Masters? Doesn't he like my perky nanas that I sent him?
Did you say perky nanas?
No, not perky nana. No, they're pineapple lumps. Pineapple lumps. He tried pineapple lumps.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey man, Gary Ambrosia is here.
Hey, Gary.
Hey, Gary.
Hello, brother.
I sent him some New Zealand chocolate too, but not perky nana. Not pineapple lumps.
Gary says he thought Andy was at the gym. Andy's always at the gym. I'm sure he is at the gym. Andy, if one thing we know about Andy, he can multitask. He's a man of many faces.
He is.
Tippy Tail says chocolate covered potato chips are a thing. Wow.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. All I just know is that was awesome.
Chocolate covered pretzels.
Oh, I love chocolate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have them here now.
Andy is at the gym. See?
Yeah,
He does it all. He does it all. Hey, Andy, I don't know if you caught. I did like a short commercial for your channel. I don't know. I was bored the other day. And
That's sweet.
yeah, I thought, uh-oh. Wes Cagle is here.
Hey, Wes.
Oh, trouble.
Oh, smokes. Place is picking up now. Oh, man. You know what that means? We're going to have to provide some form of entertainment here. No.
Hey, what am I? Chopped liver?
Whoa, yeah.
You get a view. You got a view.
You can't beat a car video from Carla.
Exactly.
That's true. You know, actually, what I should be doing is wait, that didn't work. What the hell? Oh, wait. No.
What did you do?
Nothing is working
What
here.
did you do?
Okay, hold on. Let me put Carl up here. Nothing's working here. Yo, did StreamYard change this shit again? I can't move Carla.
Gumby struck.
I want to make Carla the big one. It's not making her the big one.
We'll never live.
Yo, what the hell, man?
We'll cope.
There we go.
Where's everyone else, though? I want to see
no,
everyone
hold
else.
on. What the hell? See, now I was singing the praises of StreamYard earlier. Well, I mean,
Yay!
there we go.
There we go.
Progress.
StreamYard making an ass out of me. I'm saying how great they are. And
Yeah.
now, where was I? Gary said, "Hail Raymond."
You want to
Tyler?
provide some form of entertainment.
Hey, Gary.
Oh yeah.
Hi, Gary.
Well, you know, the thing of it is me screwing up and all of that. There, it's kind of entertaining. People say. So. Tippy Tail says, "Fet Gary, did you watch the Lord Huron music videos I recommended? I just want your opinion on the videos, not the music." I didn't catch that. Was that on Twitter? Let me know. That was on Twitter. I'll have to check it out. I was listen. No excuses here, but I was really busy the last 2 weeks. Just so if I missed anything with anybody, so the the birthday video thing for Doomcock, that thing there, right off the bat, everybody messaging me. I just got someone sent me a video yesterday.
Ooh.
Yo, can you put this in? No, I can't. Sorry. So, and I had a house guest for last week too. So I'm trying to divide my attention with that, do the birthday video, talk to everybody. And what happens is every year putting that together, right? I guess I should try to figure out how many times you can put things in DMs until you get accused of spamming, but it never fails.
Yeah.
Again this year, like 3 times I had my account locked because they considered
Oh no!
Yeah, it happened like 3 times this year. So
You should have. Why don't we can do it to people like you do it, and then I can do it to people and tell them to send it to you, and then someone else can.
Yeah, like maybe next year. Oh geez, I have the banner over my face. I just noticed. That's good though. That's a good thing. So yeah, maybe next year. Maybe that's what I'll have to coordinate with a couple of people. Maybe we can do like a mass thing so that I can start getting my account locked. That kind of sucks, especially what I mean? You're trying to get things done and boom.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And maybe do it a couple of. I had a cold from the day you sent it. I was sick, and I was sick the entire time until like his birthday. I was like, oh, whatever. The
Gary
world can
says-
live without a video from Carla.
Gary says, "Carly, you're on the wrong side of the road."
Sorry.
Uh-oh. Did we lose Carla?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Did you lose me?
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Oh,
Carla.
you're there. Okay. You're
Hey,
there.
Carla.
A little bit.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So
I
Wes
missed what
Cagle
you
had
said.
said back to the Vivian Campbell thing. Vivian Campbell was amazing with Dio. He kicks arse
Who's
on
that? I don't know who that is.
Who's Vivian or who's Dio? I think
Vivian.
Vivian
Dio's a
Campbell.
band, right?
He was Ronnie James Dio's original guitar player. He is currently in Def Leppard, and if you go back and watch the replay we were discussing, he actually has lymphoma. He just had a bone marrow transplant, and he's doing better.
Yep, my husband has that.
But yeah, Vivian Campbell, like we were talking earlier, when people talk about 80s guitar players, metal guitar players, it's Randy Rhoads, Jakey Lee, George Lynch, all my heroes and stuff like that. But people fail to mention Vivian Campbell. He was a very accomplished guitar player. He deserves to be part of that list too. He was also in Whitesnake. I tend to forget about that, but it was kind of like a fake thing because he didn't play on that album. So he was only in the video.
How old is he?
What did I say? 62?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's 2 years older than me.
So yeah, he got 10 on me, but yeah. I mean, for those that know, Rainbow in the Dark, Holy Diver, Last in Line, Rock, that's all Vivian Campbell and his shredded influence on me too.
62 is not old.
62? No, not really.
No, that's right.
My family kind of is.
Well, that's why he's getting a transplant, right? Because he's young enough to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, Tippy Tail says on Twitter, okay, I got to go through. I will check that out, brother. It probably wouldn't even hurt to resend it to me if you can, or retag me in it or something like that. Because, like, again, the last week or so is I just bombarded on Twitter, so I wasn't seeing much of anything, So, but I'll definitely check it out. Uh-oh. Carlos having like one, and there's the echo back again too. One thing about my live streams, they're getting more and more professional.
Yeah.
I wish more and more technical difficulties, but
well, most of the pros are having technical difficulties.
Tippy Tail wants to know if the house guest was Mary Poppins. Maybe. Wes Cagle says, "Wow, I didn't realize Vivian Campbell was playing with Def Leppard." Oh yeah, what did I say? 92? Since 92?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah, if you go on YouTube and you watch some of their concerts from the last, couple of decades, he's pretty good at them playing Steve Clark stuff too. So,
yeah. Do they still put new stuff out?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I know they just I just got a notification not that long ago. It said Def Leppard, Stand By Me. I'm like, well, they kind of that title's been done before, but I'll check it out. It was a cover of that song, Stand By Me, and it was god awful. I thought, I hate to knock it was terrible. Yeah, I mean, honestly, when I think Def Leppard, I think up to Pyromania. I have a soft spot for some things off of Hysteria, but holy cow.
Yeah.
What was that famous song that was on all the time?
Pour Some Sugar on Me is probably the one you're thinking of.
Yeah.
I thought that was one of the worst songs on that album, but people seem to love it. But
the worst is when you see a cover band doing it, and it's their first time out, or within the first year of them playing live, and they're still trying to feel each other out, and they try and do that song with that introduction, and it just goes straight to hell.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing I'll give the Phil Collins, Steve Clark, and now Vivian Campbell thing. They do have a tone. They definitely have a tone. It's hard to recreate their stuff, but I don't know. Pete Willis. See that, John? My brain fart only lasted an hour, but Pete Willis, the original guitar player, that's who I was trying to talk about earlier when I was saying how they lost something when they lost Pete Willis.
Yeah.
They lost the edge, I think. Unfortunately,
he definitely had his own style.
Yeah. Well, even on Pyromania, when they brought in Phil Collins, they still left Pete Willis on there. It's just Phil Collins doing the solos.
Yeah.
So, Andy says he's going to be 58 in 3 weeks. Man, I'm a bigger slob than Andy, and I'm younger than Andy. Andy, you need to work out a program for me or something. I want to look like Andy. I don't want to look like this. But
yeah, but the hard thing is when you work on a computer all the time.
Yeah, I'm sitting in this chair way too much. That's for sure. I'm almost afraid to read this, but Gary says, "Fet, what has 7 arms and sucks?"
Something about an octopus. Something. I don't know.
Well, that would be 8 arms, though, right? Octopus.
Yeah, I know, but it's lost an arm somehow. That'll be the joke. It's lost an arm.
Andy says, "Don't compliment Phil Collins. Gil's ghost will attack your audio equipment." Are you talking about Gil Bavell? Did he hate Phil Collins that bad? Actually, I was referring to Phil Collin from Def Leppard.
Oh, I thought you were saying Phil Collins as well.
No. I guess I probably should have specified Collen, Phil Collin.
Oh, okay.
Such a big difference.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing.
Oh, sorry. No. Well, see, that's right. I tend to forget I'm not talking. Like, I think everyone I'm talking to loves metal as much as I do. So I assume I'm not talking about that Phil Collins. But yeah, Phil Collins joined the band. He was in the big era of the band. Pyromania, Hysteria. One of the reasons I love the Ibanez guitars, he had that Iceman Destroyer and all the old. You watch Photograph, that Ibanez Destroyer in that video and stuff is really cool. But wait, hold on. Okay, we got more chats coming. Hold on. There's the echo again too. What the hell?
You don't have to make me big all the time.
No, people like watching it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Raymond, did you bring the Ghost of Show Notes over here?
No.
It's
In
just-
fact, I only played the song once.
It's coming and going. It's like
Right.
this weird echo.
No.
Echo.
Is it me? Let me mute. Let me see.
No, because it was here before you got here.
Ah,
Anyway,
it could be show notes.
Wes Cagle says Andy Masterson got you beat. I'm 56 today. Happy birthday, buddy.
Happy birthday.
Hey, another birthday. Holy cow, there's a lot of birthdays this
Happy
time of year
birthday.
in the community.
Hey,
Yeah,
where's
really cool.
Kegel? You have the same birthday as Appion.
Yeah, today's Appion's birthday too.
But he's a baby. He's like 35 or something like that. He's just
Holy
whipped behind
smokes.
the ears. Yeah.
That was a very good year. Howdy, West Cagle. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Oh, Gary said I'm just Josh and I love Def Leppard. Oh, cool. Well, I probably skipped something. 7 arms and sucks. Oh,
I get it now.
Oh. But
No, that would actually
that's
be
the pit.
no,
that
would
is-
actually be 9 arms. It would be 9 arms. Because there are 5 people in Def Leppard. I see what he did there. Oh,
Yeah, I need.
All right.
Harry needs to go to the pit.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you know what? I don't know if I still have it. Wait, talk amongst yourselves a second.
Okay.
Okay.
So where are you driving now, Carla?
I'm I'm just driving along the road called Beach Road. I don't know where yeah, so but I'm hoping to go to a couple of different shops. So I'll be jumping in and out of the stream. But I thought first I'll just go for a little drive so everyone can freak out while I drive on the other side.
Ooh, that's bad. That.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I
Getting it back up.
is it all of us?
My echo?
There was a slight echo. I heard it.
Yeah.
For me or Carla?
It was when Carla was talking, but I don't know. I hear it when I talk too sometimes. Man,
Yeah.
Should I leave and come back?
no, it's not you. It's because it's been happening from the very beginning. I don't know what's going on tonight.
Oh.
See, I was messing around. I wanted to play guitar tonight. That was one of the main things I wanted to do. And I was having all kind of technical issues with every time I would switch the mic on for my guitar, it would cut my camera off. And then I'd have to leave StreamYard and come back to get it to come back on. So I figured, well, not happening tonight. Oh man, I was hoping to find a picture because it would be great to have Gary be the first member.
What?
But I'm not finding it here. Damn it.
Uh-oh.
Thought I prepared for everything tonight, but I clearly did not.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Oh, okay. I found it.
Uh-oh. Ha!
Gary Ambrosia into the pit.
Oh,
The first person to go into the pit.
Good job.
See,
That's
that has a
awesome.
pit too.
you gotta send me that.
Well, you're probably going to end up in there at some point.
Oh yeah. I know. I'll get in the pits.
Hey, I saw John's awesome intro that
Oh,
you made.
yeah. That's John's music too, by the way.
Oh,
Yep.
wow. Cool.
Yeah, that's John playing in that. So
that was, what was that? 15 years ago?
Dang. How often would you play now, John?
Huh?
How often
What was
would you
that?
play now?
Oh, I don't play much anymore. With the ulnar neuritis in the left hand, it's a little difficult. I can go for a little while, but then it either locks up from the trigger finger or I just can't feel anything in the two fingers. So,
Oh, wow.
I do what I can when I can. But, yeah, I had a lot of fun with that. And that particular song I was playing, what was it? I had my Epiphone Les Paul, my nephew's Ibanez, the Granite Caster, which is up over my shoulder with that little glint of reflection on it. And what was the other one? God, I can't remember which one that was. But those three guitars at least, and of course the black bass that's hanging up further over. There it is. And of course my little drum machine.
Drum machine?
Yep. Yeah, it's a little, it's basically a box. It's got a whole lot of pre-programmed drum beats in it. And I could record that right onto the tape.
Awesome.
Yeah. Somewhere around here I have my Yamaha keyboard.
I
Back
have a
in the corner.
Casio somewhere. I used to be kind of okay on keyboard and piano. I haven't played in forever.
That's cool.
Yeah. I was starting to get fairly okay-ish. But, no, I haven't dug that thing out since I moved back up here, 9.5 years now. So I really should break that out. I don't want to do it down here, though, because of all the dust stuff.
Wes Cagle said, yeah, that Whitesnake lineup was fire. David Coverdale, Vivian Campbell, Adrian Vandenberg, Rudy Sarzo, and Tommy Aldridge. Amazing. Yeah, but too bad they didn't play on the album. That was my boy John Sykes. Played on that album.
I used to be a Vandenberg.
Yeah, that's right. That's his right name, right?
I've been a Burton longer than I was a Vandenberg. I got married at 21 and I've been married 30 years. So I've been married.
Oh, wow, congrats.
Vandenberg.
I almost made that. Wes says, my favorite song off High and Dry was Let It Go. Yeah, that's pretty good. You got me running.
That was a great song.
Deep Tail likes High and Dry too. I hate to go with the popular one, but I mean, John, you said it, man. Bring It On a Heartbreak. I don't know. Something about that the opening, the dual leads and stuff. It was just on the radio the other night at work. Just that opening with the dual leads and stuff. It's like, oh, it still gives me chills.
Yeah, and then the power chords in the chorus. Just awesome.
Wes Cagle said the best song off Pyromania, in his opinion, was Too Late for Love. I just literally watched that video right before I went live. Somebody posted an old it looked like it was on like Solid Gold or something, some 80s TV show. A video from it. Yeah, that is a good one. One of the first songs, there were a handful of songs that I figured I've pretty well always played by ear. And the first song I ever learned to play was, and this is going back to Dio, sort of, was a song called Violation by the Rods. You ever hear the Rods, John?
They were one of the early bands, wasn't it?
They were early 80s probably. They were a three-piece. The singer slash guitar player was Ronnie James Dio's cousin. Can't think of his name off the top of my head.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, so there was that
Brain
Violation.
went dead.
I think the very first song I ever figured out how to play by ear. Then I think I figured out. You remember the old TV show Hunter?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fred Dryer, Dee Dee McCall.
Mhm. Yeah.
I figured that out, and then I figured out "Coming Under Fire" by Def Leppard was probably the third
Mhm.
song I ever learned to play by ear. Pretty easy song to play, but again, one of those songs that they're not really chords through most of that song, which is
Yeah.
why I think they lost a bit of their edge after they lost Pete Willis.
Mhm.
And he said, "Don't worry,
Yeah.
Gary, I'll save you. I can see a lot better now."
Yeah, the first song I learned on bass was not Holy Diver, but Rainbow in the Dark.
Mm.
And it's
Figured
such
that
an
one out
easy
really
riff.
Yeah, so fun to play though too.
Yeah.
Did we try playing that one at PodCon? I forget.
No,
I
don't
think
so.
we tried it.
Because that's an easy one to play. We could probably pull that one.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. And one of the things about Jimmy Bain playing bass on that, he's actually doing a lot more than it seems, but it's buried in the mix. And he's one of those guys. He tends to be a meat and potatoes type player, but if you took him out of the mix, you'd miss the extra stuff he does.
Right. I know what you're saying. Yeah. Tim says, "I sent you something set."
Probably fat.
Did you send it on Facebook, Tim? Because I don't have it up. I was having so many technical issues today. I figured the less windows, the better. I don't have Facebook up right now. Wes Cagle said the Hysteria album was huge for Def Leppard. Yeah, but I think the title track is underrated. Better than Women, better than Animal. But why does that echo keep coming back on occasion? I don't understand it. Better than Women, better than Animal, better than Rocket, better than all of those. But Women, I kind of disagree there. I love Women. Like I was saying earlier, that was the first single they put out, and that sounded like something. It sounded like Pyromania Part 2, but the whole entire rest of the album just wasn't as good, I thought. I know people love that album, but way too poppy, man. Way too poppy. It wasn't Def Leppard anymore, I don't think. That was the beginning of the end for Def Leppard, in my opinion. A lot of bands went through that phase. Like Metallica. You know, people love that Black album. It's like it was all downhill. Starting with that album, in my opinion. I mean, like you go back and you listen to Kill 'Em All, Ride the Lightning, Master of Puppets, that was something special, right? The Black album, they just became another metal band, in my opinion, you know. But I don't know. That's what there's a reason. There's a reason why Master of Puppets is considered like what they classify that as. Oh geez, John, I have another brain fart. But that's like is it the Rock and Roll Hall of Shame? I forget. But anyway, no. Oh, geez, should have prepared for the stream. But that's a very important album in the history of music in general, you know?
Yeah.
So, and there's a reason for that, because it was different, where the Black album is just like everything else but I mean, even Megadeth being one of my favorite bands, you know, they kind of did it too with, Symphony of Destruction was kind of their answer to Enter Sandman, and they kind of slowed down there. Where there's still some really great Megadeths.
I love Enter Sandman. I do love Enter Sandman, and I do love Symphony of Destruction. In fact, I've learned that one on the bass.
Yeah.
Symphony.
Yeah.
I got to hear that. That's pretty cool. I do like the song. I like the song. The album is still good. It's just.
What do you think of Danzig?
Danzig?
Yeah.
I love Danzig. I love the Misfits. Although, let me tell you though, little secret though, I love Danzig, but I kind of prefer the Misfits with Michael Graves. I kind of prefer the Michael Graves stuff, even though the Danzig stuff was good. And that's the stuff. Speaking of Metallica, Metallica always covers the Danzig stuff, era Misfits.
Yeah.
But no, I love Danzig. Yeah. Dirty Black Summer is one of my favorites.
Oh, I love that song.
That's a great one.
Mother.
Yeah. You know what I love?
I actually got started with Mother.
Mother's
Really?
great. Mother's great.
Yeah.
Cool.
You know what I liked? A few years back, he finally bit the bullet and he did an Elvis cover album.
Huh.
And he picked such obscure Elvis songs. I don't even know most of them. But he did. Don't tell anybody. This is a secret between me and you guys. Okay. I
Okay.
do have a soft spot for some Elvis stuff. And I do love Elvis's version of Always on My Mind. I think it kills Willie Nelson's. And
Yeah.
Danzig did a cover of Always on My Mind. Now he kind of put his Danzig spin on it. It's a little slower, it's a little darker, but man, he does sound like the heavy, because he's known as the heavy metal Elvis. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
Check that out.
I love Danzig.
wow, I'm surprised how many people like in the chat here are really big on Def Leppard. I thought, bringing them up tonight, everybody's gonna, because what was it? Joe Dirt. Joe Dirt was kind of like the, you remember that
Oh, I
movie?
love Joe Dirt.
Kind of like the Beavis and Butthead thing they did there with Def Leppard, because if you remember, Joe Dirt was always wearing Def Leppard shirts. He was supposed to be the nerdy, quirky, like the lame guy, likes, go flipping
Heck,
tool.
what do you call it? White trash.
Yeah. Hey, I have a lot in common with Joe Dirt. I'm not ashamed.
I love Joe Dirt.
I like
love
the
it.
first one. I saw the second. I think I have the second one, but I didn't think it was as good.
Oh,
as
I
the first.
I didn't see the second.
The first one's a classic, though. Joe
of course
Dirt rules, man. Tippy Tail said 80s drum machines are cool. Rick Rubin was talking about them in his Rick Beto interview. Yeah, not a lot of people know this, but how weird is this? Okay. I think Pyromania, John, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Pyromania was the first super huge album where they solely used a drum machine on it.
Yep.
Def Leppard became one of the biggest bands in the world, and the drummer loses his arm in a car accident. How weird is that?
Oh no!
Is it like maybe you shouldn't have used that drum machine on that album? Because he didn't even get to play. You know what I mean? He didn't even technically play on it.
What they did, they brought him back in to do some cymbal crashes. And that was the only thing he played on it.
Man, that's something, man.
Yeah, the Lynn drum machine was something else.
And he had a Corvette. Didn't he have that imported over there in England or something like that he rolled?
Yeah.
It was a Chevy Corvette.
Dang. Did he just crush his arm? Did he just crush his arm so badly it had to be?
Yeah, it was.
Well, it tore right off.
Was it torn
what he
completely
did?
off?
He hit a stone wall.
Ow.
And he was doing somewhere around 100 miles an hour.
Oof.
Yeah, he was moving.
But they put it back on, and it seemed to be successful till it got infected. They had to take it back off.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Not a pleasant situation.
Not at all. Wes said, "Hearing aid, we're stars." Yeah, we were just talking about that earlier.
Yeah.
Great song. Wes Cagle, I have the VHS tape of Hearing Aid. I do too. It's upstairs. I do too. Matter of fact, I think I have the video. I have another channel. It's nothing serious. You don't have to subscribe or anything. I just put things I like on there. Metalhead 30. I don't know. I'll put a link in the thing or something then. But I'm pretty sure I have the Hearing Aid video on there. Tippy Tail says, "Coming Under Fire is my favorite off Pyromania." I don't know if I could pick a favorite off Pyromania. I love them all. Like pretty much every song on it. That's one of the few albums. The only one, there is one I could probably skip. Rock Till You Drop. I have to be in the mood for that one. But aside of that, I think that album is perfect.
But you can take me off the main screen. I'm gonna leave and rejoin.
Okay.
Because I need to go to a shop, and I don't need to be main screen if I'm going in a shop.
Okay. Again, the other night at work, Foolin', Foolin' came on the radio. And just the string type intro on that, I'm just like, coolness. Come on.
That and Too Late, they were really great songs.
Yeah. Photograph it's overplayed, but it's a pretty great song too. Pretty poppy.
Yeah, I mean that one was more poppy than the others, but still it had some great moments.
And he said, "Loving woman has caused me lots of problems." Oh, we
Yeah,
gotta talk sometime,
yeah.
brother. Yeah,
Welcome to
boy.
my world.
Our world, a man's world. DJ says, "I feel the same way." Fet, they cut their hair and clocked more dollars.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's probably talking about like Metallica, like wasn't it right after the Black album where they cut their hair? And
yeah.
I can't even stand the stuff after the Black album, like Load. Like really?
Yeah,
You know,
that's
I was
all.
just watching. I think it was just yesterday. I was watching a video. They put out, I don't know, it's some kind of anniversary, I think, for that album. So they put out this big ass box set, and Kirk Hammett did the unboxing of it. The unboxing, and you know, he just kept saying he loves the cover so much. It's, you know what that cover is, right?
No, I didn't see it.
It's jizz. That's what's on that album cover. And if you watch this, yeah, that's what it is. The album's called Load. It's like through a microscope or something. And through this, I'm watching this video, and every time he picked up something with that picture on it, that cover, he's like, "I love this cover so much." He ends the video saying, I want this on, you know, because he's not the most masculine sounding guy on the planet, right? And
Yeah,
he's like, I want this, because like if the one part of the album cover folds out, and there's two, it's like rectangular, and it folds
Yeah.
out. He's like, I want this on my what the hell happened? I didn't even touch anything. Oh, it's because Carla left.
Yeah.
All right, that's freaky. I don't like this view. Wait,
there we go.
no, that's not right. Yo, that's the thing about StreamYard. You need to stop changing everything. Why is it like this now? I don't like this. I don't like being that big. I don't want to be that big. Anyway, I guess we're stuck like this for now. But anyway, watch this video, and he's like, I want to put this on my wall. I want this part on one wall, and I want this part on the other wall. He literally just wants his walls to be the Load album cover. Like, seriously, dude. Anyway, like I can't.
Yeah, he's not playing with a full deck.
No, he's not. And he's a very. I think I have a picture related to him too. When I go back to the bookmarks on Twitter thing, you'll get a kick out of it, then, Joe.
I think he's had too much plastic surgery from the pictures I've seen of him.
Kirk Hammett.
Yeah.
I never even noticed. I don't look at him that closely, but
I mean, you could.
Wait a
You
minute.
don't even have to look that close. I mean, he looks like he's. Oh, he looks like he's
That's
got a
the
wax
thing.
head.
Maybe Michael Jackson didn't die.
oh, you're talking about Michael Jackson? Are you talking?
Jackson?
Maybe he's in. Oh, he's a little dark skinned, isn't he, Kirk?
Yeah.
No, actually, I think Kirk's a little darker than Michael Jackson was there at the end. But like, I can't even stand it. I probably shot off about this one a million times, but the album Saint Anger, I can't even listen to the thing because like the seconds into it, that snare drum is so god awful. I cannot listen to anything really.
Garbage can lid sound.
Yeah. Like I said, I had a little tin drum when I was a little baby. I still remember this. It was a tin drum with these like plastic drumstick. It sounded identical to what he did there. And that's all Lars's ego. Because they did that Garage Days EP, which was great. I did love that. I never mentioned that in my thing. By the way, Raymond, they covered 2 Misfit songs on there from the Danzig era on that album.
Oh, okay.
But if you haven't heard that, that's worth checking out. Green Hell and Last Caress from the Misfits on there. But yeah, so they did that Garage Days thing, and it was just a thing that was thrown together because right after Cliff Burton died, and they chose
Jason Newsted.
Oh,
yeah, their original bass player was killed
mm-hmm.
on tour, and they just replaced him with Jason Newsted, and just to keep the fans appeased while they worked on the next album, they did that Garage Days EP, and it was just thrown together real quick, and he had that clicky bass drum sound on that album, and everybody loved it, including me. I thought it was great. It sounded new and fresh and everything, and then he kind of recreated that on And Justice for All. And I don't know, I guess by the time of Saint Anger, he thought he was going to reinvent the drums again with that tinny snare drum sound. And it got awful. It was horrible. Made the whole album unlistenable. I didn't care for their look either. I don't know. I still don't like when I think Metallica, just something as simple as this. Now, this might sound stupid, but James Hetfield always uses that like vintage microphone now,
Mhm.
and he has a tendency to play like Les Paul looking. I think he plays the SP now, but he plays like a Les Paul looking guitar,
Yeah.
and I don't know. I miss Metallica playing like an Explorer and V's, and they were supposed to be cutting edge. Megadeth formed out of Metallica essentially, and I even had a shirt back in the day said it was a Megadeth shirt, and on the back it had the real definition of Megadeth, and then it had the second definition was state of the art speed metal man. State of the art. And I don't like that Metallica now has this grease. They look like, remember the old show Sha Na Na?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like they just fit right in on Sha Na Na now. That's not.
Yeah.
They used to be badass. Even like I saw, I'm probably getting way behind on the chat. I apologize, but I just saw James Hetfield. He hates. He was talking about how he hates hearing his old voice, the way he used to sing. I love the way he used to sing. I hate the way he sings now. Back in the day, you listen to like For Whom the Bell Tolls, because that's on the radio every day around here. To this day, he sounds angry and pissed off. It's scary almost. You know what I mean? The music was edgy. It was rebellious. Now he has this thing where and the echo is back. I'm hearing myself twice. You guys hearing that? Huh. Weird. I guess I get the ghost of Fet Force now. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, the way he sings now, I can't stand it. It's just the same in every song. Like I'm trying to think of what I'm trying to express what I'm talking about. But he kind of goes up on his words all the time at the end of every word. Like you know what I mean? He does this thing. It's like, knock it off. It's not cool. I don't mean to bash any Metallica fans out there, but I don't know. I miss old Metallica, but I guess we're going on way too long about them. But SP4H said all of their albums up till then had a synergy. I think that's probably Def Leppard. I got sidetracked with Metallica. Wes Cagle says, well, Hysteria is only their third best album. High and Dry is number one, followed by Pyromania. I won't argue. I kind of Pyromania is like the one for me, but High and Dry is pretty good. Tim says, crazy lady driver Carla is on the wrong side of the road. Yeah, I did get behind it. Wes Cagle said there are only 4 Metallica albums: Kill 'Em All, Ride the Lightning. I agree with that. Master of Puppets and Justice for All. End of story. I'm not a big fan of Injustice for All. It's okay. Blackened is good, but Blackened to me sounds like a leftover from Master of Puppets. The thing with Injustice for All is my biggest gripe is everybody's biggest gripe.
Yeah,
There's no bass.
they mixed the bass way down.
Yeah, and that was all Lars. Lars has this thing about the bass messes with his drums. Anyway, but you know what I didn't like too? That's where I lost a lot of respect for Metallica, because you remember back in the day, Metallica wore the jeans and the T-shirts, and they used to make statements like, "Oh, we'll never ride in limos" and stuff like that. And they also said, "We'll never make a video."
Yeah.
And they went and they made the video for one, which, I mean, the song's okay. It's definitely not their greatest song of all time, but not only did they make one video, but weren't there like 4 different versions of that video? One like even a mini movie.
Yeah.
So you're going to make the statement repeatedly that you're never going to make a video. At least kind of dip your toe and make like a short little video, and then another short little video, and then wait a couple of years. No, they make like movies, like right up. I don't know. Very hypocritical.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going back to Danzig. DJ Play Night, Twist of Cain, another great one.
Oh yeah,
Chano. Yeah.
Mother and there's so many Danzig I like.
Wes Cagle said to Andy, loving women is the bane of all us men, no lie. But you wouldn't have it any other way. See, that's the problem, isn't it? The whole can't live with them, can't live without them thing. I better watch what I'm saying. I might be watching this. Tippy Tail says the drummer from Slade crashed. Why am I laughing? The drummer from Slade crashed his Bentley and killed his girlfriend. Wow, that's not cool.
Wow.
Slade, as in the British band Quiet Riot, covered their songs.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know he killed his girlfriend.
It's too bad.
West Kegel says Rick Allen lost his arm, but he was still able to. Really?
Yeah.
I never knew
Yeah, I
about that.
remember when he got arrested for that.
Wow, that's not cool. I didn't know that. Huh. See that? I'm still learning
Apparently,
stuff.
he's a lot nicer now.
Let's hope so. Wow.
Yeah, because he had just been mugged too.
Yeah, that was fairly recently, wasn't it? Just a couple of years ago or something. Outside of a show.
It was this year, I think.
Was it this year?
Mhm.
I remember hearing about that.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, if this was true, then maybe he deserved it. DJ says the drummer from Def Leppard only has one arm. The drummer from Def Leppard only has one. Wait. Bloodhound Gang. I'm not sure. What is that, John? Do you have any idea what that is? Am I supposed to be singing that? I don't know a Bloodhound Gang song.
Could be.
That's probably supposed to
I
be
don't
sung.
know Bloodhound Gang.
Yeah, I don't think I know the song. That's before he says Saint Anger was absolute garbage. See, it's not just me. And he says load is poop. DJ says load is poop. I don't know if I've ever even heard it because I totally gave up after the Black Album. I totally gave up. I remember the one guy that worked at the music store I used to go to. He actually gave me a copy of Death Magnetic. He's like, "Oh, this is old Metallica." I listened to it once. I didn't think it was old Metallica. Honestly, they haven't come out with anything. Even the last one, what was the last one? 32 seasons or something. I didn't hear anything memorable off of it. Not one song. Not at all. Because that's the thing. It's surprising to me how big Metallica still is. I mean, they're still living off the success of past years because if you took away their back catalog, people aren't going to see them play stuff off the 32 season. People want to hear Master of Puppets, Enter Sandman, and all that stuff. They don't want to hear this new stuff.
That's the thing. They want the icon songs. That's the same reason Kiss did the same set list for the last 20 years. Nobody wanted to hear any of the new stuff off Monster or Sonic Boom. So they just played the good stuff.
That includes me. I didn't
Raymond.
What happened?
I said boom.
Oh.
No, we don't have it here, so.
Yeah.
I do have the video. I don't have it ready, though. Carla Burton's back. Buffering, but back.
There we are.
Hello.
Our normal status. Oh!
That person wants to reverse into me. That's nice.
Ooh.
Sorry.
Use that beepers over there on little vehicles.
Yeah. Yeah?
Do you have to have those?
Outside of the car. It's not on the outside of the car. It's just to tell me who is driving that and who put it in reverse that I'm reversing.
Oh, that was you beeping.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, no, that's cool. I want a beeper now.
You don't want a beeper. These are busybody cars. One time I was getting out of the car and I didn't know how to I didn't realize that you can't lock the car if you haven't. You turn the engine off. If your car is in gear, it will not turn off properly. So I spent ages trying to lock it. Wouldn't lock. I thought, stuff it. I'll just walk away from my car and not lock it. I don't care. And then it started beeping at me as I walked away. I'm like, I hate you right now.
Yep.
They're just busybodies.
Tippy Tail has a friend named Rick Allen. It's a common name. There's a racing broadcaster named Rick Allen too. Yeah, I've heard that name many times before. That's it. Well, it's probably not his full name though. You know how that is. Still, all those guys back in the '80s, it was probably Rick Allen. Bernschwager. You know what I mean? You got Tommy Lee Bass, Vince Neil Wharton. He's not going to go by. One of the funniest names I can think of that I know of. Well, it's not music related. It's wrestling, but you know, because obviously wrestlers change their names too. I always thought, well, there's a couple funny ones actually, but Shawn Michaels.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody probably remembers the wrestler Shawn Michaels.
Yep.
You know
I
his
don't
real
know
last
if I
name
do.
is what's that?
I don't know if I do. I remember because I was like the people around Hulk Hogan and Miss Elizabeth.
You don't remember the sexy boy?
And all, I'm not into men that way, so no. Sorry.
Oh. Well, his real name is Michael Hickenbottom.
Oh,
Hickenbottom. Another funny one too. I'm pretty sure. Now I haven't thought about this stuff for a long time, so I may be incorrect. But
Do you think he started wrestling? What came first, the name or the Because his name was that he got into heaps of fights, so he wanted to wrestle.
could be one of those things.
Like, you want to take me on? Make fun of my name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another funny one was the wrestler Diamond Dallas Page.
oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure his name is Paige Falkenberg. His
Mm.
real name. Yeah.
We should have kept that name. That name's a cool name.
I used to know a lot of professional wrestlers really. A lot of them, you know, have come out and just use their real names now and stuff too. But I used to be such a big professional wrestler fan, but geez, I haven't watched it. And it's probably been like 15 years, 10, 15 years. I actually just tried watching it last weekend.
Did it go woke as well?
Not WWE so much. The other one, that AEW or whatever. Sometimes people have that on at work, but I don't know. That one's pretty woke. That one's garbage.
We just had the best childhood, and that's all there is to it.
Yeah.
I used
The
to
only
stay at
thing-
my friend's house and watch, like, we used to watch it because I only had guys in my street, so we used to like have a sleepover and watch the WrestleMania. It was awesome.
And then there was from NASCAR, what I think is both the funniest and most tragic name ever. This race car driver named Dick Trickle.
Dick Trickle. Well, John,
You know.
going back to the music industry, you want to talk about an unfortunate name. Okay, you're familiar with Iron Maiden, I'm sure, and Wasp had the same manager. Do you remember the manager name of Iron Maiden and Wasp? Matter of fact, Wasp, Blackie hated him so much on the one album, he did a song about him called Chainsaw Charlie. This guy was such a big scumbag. Do you remember his name?
I can't remember it. I'm sure I knew it at one time.
Okay. Thank God none of us have this name. Rod Smallwood.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Rod Smallwood.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Again, does the wrestler come from the name? He gets on into fights. And you're like, I want to fight you.
Tim wants to know, the Eagles, overrated or just good?
Legendary. Aren't they legendary, though? If you think about how long they've been around.
Yeah. They're not my cup of tea, but Hotel California has a pretty good guitar solo in it.
Yeah, I mean, they had some really great songs. And the talent is certainly all there. Not my cup of tea on a lot of stuff, but, you know, again, they're another one I wouldn't necessarily turn off the radio if they were playing on it.
You know who's somebody I didn't particularly, as a matter of fact, one song I didn't particularly care for back in the 80s. MTV used to play that crap out of The Boys of Summer.
Oh, God, yeah.
Is there a song you're embarrassed to like?
Me?
Yeah. Like I'm like a little bit embarrassed. I mean, I love Prince. I love Prince so much, but I can't listen to him when I have kids. I can't listen to him like ever. But I love him so much.
I listen to a lot of things that you wouldn't suspect, but I don't know. I'm not really embarrassed. I guess the cheesiest thing that I love is the cheesiest thing. I think I mentioned it even on the last live stream is Amy Grant. That's What Love Is For. I love that song. I think that's a beautiful song.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I jam to that every now and then. I love a lot of things, man. Like Survivor. I think Survivor is great, man. And not just Eye of the Tiger either. There are a lot of good songs. Like I actually have I have High and Dry. Def Leppard on the brain. Vital Signs. I have Vital Signs on CD. I love that album. Very good band.
Yeah, for me, it's and it hurts to say this, but I miss the Bee Gees. I hated
I
them
love
back
the
in the
Bee
day.
I never minded the Bee Gees. Okay, that's not something I want to be caught listening to. But
That's
yeah,
it.
I don't mind the Bee Gees.
Boy, sorry.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah,
Raymond.
there was some good times, in that day. And I remember I had the little radio on the desk, and they'd always come on. And God, I hated it. Now I miss that.
Oh,
There are some disco things that are actually kind of cool. Matter of fact, okay, here's one. You'd probably never guess this. Rod Stewart, Do You Think I'm Sexy? Right?
Yeah,
I would never be caught dead singing that song, but that has a
Yeah.
hell of a beat to it. That song.
oh, that's great.
And John, did Carmine Appice play on that?
I believe he did. Yes.
I think it was in a video. Anyway.
Yeah.
So
And I think that came out either just before or just after Young Turks. So yeah, Carmen was on that one, and I think it was on Do You Think I'm Sexy? Should be the same album, I think, but I'm not sure.
hell of a song. Won't
Yeah.
ever catch me singing it, but at least not in public.
Yeah.
You don't know what goes on behind closed doors here, but Deep Tail says Hetfield said as they get older, they're playing and slowing down. They can't shred like they used to. Well, okay, first of all, I don't think Kirk ever could shred, honestly.
Yeah.
A lot of the early stuff was him imitating a lot of Dave Mustaine stuff, especially on the first album there. He was kind of an okay Dave Mustaine clone, but man, because you look at that as they got further and further away from the stuff Dave Mustaine contributed to, he discovered the wah pedal. And you take that wah pedal away from him, he has nothing. He has nothing. Like, watch videos now on YouTube. He screws up every concert. You know what I mean? He's worse than Ace Frehley. At least Ace Frehley.
How old is he?
Kirk?
How old is he?
Kirk got to be, what, 60 something? Is he 60?
Yeah.
Close to it, I'm sure.
Ace
So
is
he's
close
probably
to
got
80.
arthritis in it.
Ace, yeah. But Metallica is probably the biggest band in the world. You think Kirk might want to practice a little bit because, those tickets aren't going for cheap,
Yeah.
And he's constantly, it's not just like blatantly screwing up the songs. He's just pulling chords out or, I don't know, all kind of stupid stuff. Like, for the biggest band in the world, that's unacceptable. And
Yeah.
I never liked
And
people.
you like what, or you look at what Iron Maiden does still with 3 guitars going, and they're just completely knocking it out of the park every time.
Well, the thing of it is I don't really think that Hetfield's slowing down. I mean, as far as he's the down picking master, he's still chugging along pretty good there. Kirk is he's always been the weak link, I think, in Metallica. You know what? Here's the thing. Here's what I'd like to see. Okay, in Fett's dream world, here's what I'd like to see. Metallica is no good anymore. I don't think a lot of people would argue that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They need to stop worrying about doing new stuff. People just want to hear the old stuff. So here's what you do. All right. Kick Kirk out of the band. He sucks anyway. Okay.
Yeah.
I never really, for some reason, Trujillo never really, I don't know. I don't consider him part of Metallica. Maybe it's just me. But no offense, but he can go on to other things. He can go back to Suicidal Tendencies or whatever. Here's what you do. Dave Mustaine. Dave, I'm talking to you personally. If you some chance happen to see this, okay? Get the stick out of your ass. Look back up with Dave Ellefson. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you got Dave Mustaine and Dave Ellefson back together from Megadeth. They joined forces with James Hetfield and Lars Ulrich, and they form a super group called like Megatalica or something, right? And here's what you do. You do shows, but you have like Dave Mustaine sing the Metallica stuff and James Hetfield sing the Megadeth stuff. I think that would be really cool.
Yeah.
Didn't they do something like that on a YouTube thing where
they've jammed together like on some of those Big Four concerts? Usually the song "Am I Evil," they'll all come up, but it's everybody. I think if you basically had like the original Metallica back together, including Dave Mustaine, something I would have loved to have seen, back in the day, but You know, that'd be great to see.
Hey,
Dave
Finn,
and
I'm gonna
James.
be right back. Trike is moving around. I gotta make sure he gets outside.
Okay.
Ah,
But yeah, that'd be super cool to see them. You know, that's what I think they should do. You know, not that Metallica needs any more money, and it'll probably be a bigger career boost for Dave, but not that he's
Yeah.
hurting. I just watched a video of him showing off his house and his wineries and stuff. Holy crap, he's loaded. I didn't realize how rich he was too, but he didn't do so bad for coming in second place to Metallica. But none of them need any more money. But that sure would be cool for the fans. Something like that, I think.
yeah.
A lot of these old bands, you know, they don't really have anything more to offer, I don't think. So people want to hear the old songs anyway. So do stuff like that.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. As I say, when Kiss got back together in the late 90s, they should have done the reunion tour and called it over. You know,
Yeah. Well, they're over now, though.
yeah,
They're really over now. I think Paul's already talking about doing something like a, you know, because I think what they said they were going to stop touring. But that doesn't mean they're not going to do new albums. So I don't know. I don't want a new Kiss album. I just watched yesterday. I watched a video. Gene Simmons played. The Gene Simmons band played in on Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada. That's what caught my eye. And he was just doing all Kiss songs. It's like I don't know. I love Kiss, but their time is over. It's time to call it a day.
Yeah, because Paul's voice is gone, and you know, as much as Eric Singer's a fine drummer, Tommy Thayer is whatever kind of guitar player he is.
A clone. I don't like Tommy Thayer.
You know, I don't like him at all myself.
No.
And having them in the makeup that was Peter and Ace, that just sucks. You know, this isn't a Broadway production where you can change the cast, you know, every couple of years. This is something where, you know, it means something to have the four original guys there.
See, I think it would have went over better if they would have done their own makeup, especially in Eric Singer's case, because he is a very good drummer. I do like Eric Singer.
Yeah.
I probably sound hypocritical. I don't mind him as much being a part of Kiss, because he was in Kiss longer than Peter Criss.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't mind him being a part, and he doesn't try to just clone Peter Criss.
Yeah,
he kind of plays like Eric Singer, so I don't mind him as much.
DJ Tommy is just not the space ace.
No. Oh, nobody is. But that's why I like Vinny, you know, and even Bruce Kulick. The Fet Force Ghost is back. They didn't try to clone Ace. They did their own thing. Sometimes Vinny overdid it, but see, Vinny even had his own makeup too. I didn't particularly care for the Unk, but still had his own makeup.
Yeah.
But DJ Plana says he wasn't singing. This James Hetfield, I believe, he wasn't singing in the early days. He was just shouting. It's completely different. Yeah. Well, I don't really think he's singing so much now, though, either. And I get it. You know, he's older. He probably can't quite sound like he used to. But I don't know. They were meaner back then. I like mean Metallica. That's why they should pack it in too. You know, they have more than enough money. Unless they consider doing a Megatallica thing. I have no interest in seeing Metallica. Yeah, you know I meant Metallica. James Hetfield sounds best on the first three albums. 100% agreed. 100% agreed. They went a little overboard with the Unforgiven video. Yeah, way over. Yeah, I didn't like that at all. Sometimes I don't mind the song. That video is creepy. I don't like that video.
I like the song. I'm not into the video at all.
No. Lars would never had dared turn down the bass when Cliff was alive. That is 100% true. Cliff would have beat his fairy arse. That's for sure. Why is everybody always picking on me, Bloodhound Gang? I don't know that. Honestly, I don't. I think I've heard of the Blood. I don't know. Now, the Bloodhound Gang, John, was that like a TV show or something when we were a kid?
I don't think so.
No, I know the name Bloodhound Gang. Tip Tail says there is only Ace Frehley.
Yep.
Not gonna argue. Yeah, I always knock Ace, but I love Ace. You know, I wish he would. He's another one of those people who just thinks he has to go out there and be Ace. You know.
Yeah.
And he's constantly messing up. When you watch like new concerts and stuff with him, he's constantly messing up and all. It's kind of a shame.
It's not like the old ones where he was just powering through.
Yeah. He always had a sloppy element to his playing, but now it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, it was that street blues element. New York street blues is very different. Now, his age is showing. He's another one that stayed too long at the dance.
Well, a lot of them do. DJ says you mentioned Slade earlier. Their lead singer's name was Noddy Holder. I didn't know that. Yep. I have, I only know of them because of Quiet Riot. That's the only reason I know of Slade. I love Come On Phil Noise. And listen, a lot of people thought it was pretty lame, but I like Quiet Riot's cover of Mama We're All Crazy Now too. I remember I love them so much.
Album,
go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just.
I remember about the time that Quiet Riot came out with those songs, a year or two after. Slade put out another album, and that went pretty well for them. Two great songs on that. Was it My Oh My and Run Run Away. Those were really good songs.
Oh yeah, okay, I do remember. That's the Chameleon song, isn't it?
Yeah.
See chameleon lying there in the sun. All things to everyone, run away. Holy hell, I know that song.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. Gee, My Oh My was the other one they did a video for. And really good stuff.
Wow.
But, yeah. And then they disappeared again.
I loved Quiet Riot so much, right? I was so looking forward to the follow-up to Metal Health. I had such high expectations for this thing. And I remember the day that I found out it came out, back when MTV used to play videos. Remember that? When they actually played videos? So this one day, my mom had asked me if I wanted to. We had a local farm. It was a farm, but man, they had all kind of cool stuff. It was basically like a warehouse full of candy and cookies and Hershey's ice cream, and I don't know. It's this magical place to me when I was a kid. But she had asked me if I wanted to go, and I'm like, yeah, let's go. So I'm like chomping at the bit all day. I'm like, let's go. She's like, every 2 seconds, well, I got to do this. I got things I got to do. Blah blah blah. We'll go. Finally, she goes, all right, I'm gonna go upstairs and get ready, and we're gonna go. I said, well, you better hope, and I swear to God, this is the truth. I'm not making this up. I said, well, you better hope Quiet Riot doesn't come out with a new song. If it comes on this TV, I'm not going. I swear to God. She goes upstairs. Mama, We're All Crazy Now comes on the video.
Yep.
She comes down. I'm like, well, you got to wait for me now because I'm watching this, right? And that led to, I swear. And that led to, I don't know, a day or two later, I think we had a local store here called Jamesway, and I walk in there, and there's the cassette. Back in the day when I bought cassettes, and I'm like, I didn't have any money, right? And I'm like, Mom, could you get me this and I'll pay it back? Blah blah blah. Nope, you don't have any money. Blah blah blah. Whatever. So we go back home, and I feel bad about this to this day, but I still remember my mom had this big blue crayon bank. It was a bank that looked like a Crayola crayon, right? Every time she would get $50, because they were phasing them out at this particular time. Every time she would get $50, she would put them in this bank for me for the future, to save for the future. And I knew about this bank, and I feel bad about this to this day, but I got I don't know, $10, whatever cassettes were back then. I got like $10 worth of $50 out of the thing, and all smug and everything. I go to I didn't tell her I took these $50, but I'm like, if I get the money, will you take me down and to get that Quiet Riot cassette? She goes, yeah, if you can get the money. Totally thinking I wasn't going to get money from anywhere. So I'm like, I'll have the money. Will you take me down? She takes me down, and I have in a baggie, like a big plastic bag, I put them on the counter. $5. I'm like, my mom's like, where'd you get them?
Yeah.
Got a bank under the table. I was saving them for you. So to this day, I feel bad about that. But that's how I got condition critical on.
But
Yeah.
she didn't bring her own money out and pay for it, right?
No.
No.
No, but so anyway, it was that's how I discovered that Quite Right had a new album. And let me tell you what, John, I think you said once before you were like the only person on the planet that liked that album. I love that album, John. I love Condition Critical.
Yeah.
I listen, Scream and Shout. That song is freaking heavy. That song is almost thrash metal, man. I love Scream. I love that whole album. But
because Condition Critical was one I would play on the way home from a fire. You know, 'cause, I was in the fire companies and all that, But after a fire, as long as nobody was killed, I'd be playing Condition Critical on the way home to keep my spirits up and to stay awake.
Well, I remember that was, I think, around 6th grade, I want to say. I think I was in 6th grade when that album came out. And I remember my friends and stuff, they weren't big Quiet Riot fans. And I just like went in there singing in the praises of the new album. And a couple of them heard the song itself, Condition Critical. And they used to always make an ass out of me with that song. They'd be like, Condition Critical, this song is pitiful. This, and making that. I'm like, no, that's a good song and it's a good album. I don't know what you guys are talking about, but yeah. I don't know. Condition Critical. It's another one of those. I think the last live stream we were talking about something can be slow and still be heavy. That song's pretty good. Heavy. Yeah. Slow but heavy.
Yeah.
Tippy Tail saw
again,
Dick
looking back at this.
Hey, Tippy Tail saw Dick Trickle race several times in person.
Who?
No kidding.
Dick Trickle. Oh, you weren't here for Dick Trickle?
No.
Oh, boy, you missed it.
Yeah. Yeah, you look at Kiss again, the song Strange Ways. That's, I think, the heaviest song they ever did.
Yeah, you mentioned that song quite a lot. Because I know every time you mention it, I think of Strange Wings from Savatage. I love that song. Yeah, some Savatage. That's going to, one of these live streams, that'll be a source of discussion. I could probably talk for a while about Savatage.
Yeah.
Tim says there was a British cinematographer named Dick Bush. Well, I know we talked about this when my buddy Sean was on here, and he corroborated it for me. If you guys missed it, there was a substitute teacher we used to have back in middle school, I think it was.
Yeah.
His name was Mr. Hare.
Yeah.
And his first name was Dick. He went by Dick Hare. And on top of it, he was bald. Dick Hare, and he was bald. And if you don't believe me, go back and watch the live stream that had my buddy Sean on it. I think I have it in the title where he corroborates that story. So I'm not making that up.
Hairless hair.
Tim says Don Henley did Boys of Summer. Yeah. There are a few songs. Like, there are some Don Henley songs I cannot stand. My ex used to play Dirty Laundry. I can't stand that song. I can't stand that song. But then there are some songs of his. Now, Boys of Summer was a song where I didn't like it back in the 80s. I don't know why. I didn't like it. But if I hear it now, I can appreciate it. And I don't know. I like it now. Then there was a song, I think it came out in the 90s. What was it called? I was going through a pretty rough period with a girl. And I would hear this song, and I've always talked about how, I don't know, sometimes when I hear depressing music, it makes me feel better. He did that song. What was it called? He says, Heart of the Matter. Been trying to get down to the heart of the matter. That song there, I don't know. I do like that one. I do like that Don Henley song. And he is a very good singer. I will give him that. I saw him, was it the Howard Stern show? I hate to admit, I used to watch the Howard Stern show before he became a big jackass. But I want to say it was on there one time where it was just him, like a guy with an acoustic guitar and maybe a couple backup singers. And he did, I think it was Boys of Summer. And boy, he sounded good. He sounded just like he does, on the album and stuff. So I'll give him that. He's a pretty good singer. Pretty decent drummer too.
Yeah.
But I don't know much from the Eagles. Like I know more than I think I do. That's one of
Yeah.
those bands like I was talking about not that long ago where I didn't realize what band it was, but I've heard the songs. Like I was trying to think, I think it was the last live stream. Toto did a song, a couple of songs. Like I never knew it was them. And I'll hear like the radio, they'll be like, that was Toto. I'm like, it was? And then I think about it, I'm like, yeah, it was. How did I not know that? I can totally hear the voice, you know?
Mhm. Well, that's the thing, and you have to remember, Toto was all studio musicians who basically came together as a band, so they played on a lot of stuff.
Hmm.
And you'd never know it was them because it's all uncredited.
Yo, you know what's funny about them? Okay, no secret, I love the song Africa. That's
Mhm.
probably my all-time favorite. Like, don't tell anybody song I love. I jam.
That's
to Africa.
funny.
I hear Africa come on the radio gets turned up, right? I remember seeing that kid that was on MTV all the time back in the 80s. And I used to watch that, and you saw the guitar player, you saw the bass player, you knew what they did. And I always thought that the guy that starts out singing that was like the lead singer. And I always hated that one guy. He would just sit there like Indian style. I think he had a tambourine or something. And I'm like, why don't they just
Yeah.
fire that guy? What's he even needed for? You know what I mean? What they do? And then, like, I never realized. I watched them play that song live in recent years here on YouTube, and that little guy that I thought was like a piece of crap they needed to fire, he's the one that does the high vocals. He's the actually really good singer.
Ah, cool.
The
That
other
makes
guy,
sense.
yeah, matter of fact, the guy that plays the keyboard and sings like the verses
Yeah.
and stuff of Africa, he doesn't even sing that great anymore. But the little guy with the porn stash, he was still singing. He was still kicking ass, man. He sounded just like he did back in the day with those high vocals. But yeah, how did I get on Africa? I don't even know. Hey, John, TPL said Dick Trickle is a short track legend. He smoked in his car. He smoked in his car during races when the caution flag went. Wow.
Yeah, the tragic thing about him is he went into a serious depression and basically deleted himself.
Oh, wait. I want to get on this one here. This is what I get for falling behind. Old Man Bird wanted to know who has lymphoma. Tell me it's no one here. No. We were talking about Vivian Campbell, the guitar player from Dio, Whitesnake, and now Def Leppard. Nobody here. Sorry, I hope you're still here and caught that. I didn't even freak out or anything.
Somebody's having potato chips.
That sounds funny. That's what I was listening to. Yeah. DJ said nobody here. Okay, he covered it. Vivian Campbell. All right.
Yeah.
60s Bee Gees were different.
Anybody they were very pop.
John, I know you heard it because I sent it to you, but there's a mashup on YouTube of the Bee Gees and AC/DC.
Yep.
John, I know you were kind of freaked out by it, but I thought it was pretty good. It fit together.
Oh, it was.
Was it Highway to Hell? I can't remember.
I can't remember. It was over a year ago.
Yeah, it's been a while. But yeah,
look, so damn funny.
You're ever bored? Look that up. Bee Gees AC/DC mashup. It's weird how well it goes together. Wes says, "Yeah, I'm embarrassed that I like Prima Donna by Marina and the Diamonds. Holy cow! But F it. I like what I like. I don't even know what that is. You guys ever hear that? I never even heard of Marina and the Diamonds.
Marina and the Diamonds sounds familiar, but I can't place it.
Huh. First thing that popped in my okay. Here's a something I wouldn't typically admit to. So this is a secret. Doesn't leave the live stream. When I read Marina, my mind went to Martika. Does anybody remember Martika, Toy Soldiers?
Yeah, I do.
That's a deep cut there, but
yeah.
Toy Soldiers. That was a. Don't tell anybody about that.
Okay, we will. It'll be our secret.
Okay, cool.
Here's a question for Carla.
What's that?
Carla, had you ever heard of a band called Frente?
No.
The reason I ask is they were an Australian band. And the band I was in years ago, the singer liked obscure songs. They had a song called Labor of Love. and it never played in the United States. They were never big here, but
Wow.
we played the song anyway.
Yeah.
And this was one of those years and years later. I think it was right after I first moved back up here. In fact, I'm going into what was it, A&A Auto Parts in Clark Summit, and I just thought about that song and a few others we had played. I walk into the A&A Auto Parts, and what's coming over the PA system? That song.
They made it, eh?
Yeah, why the hell 20 years later are they playing that song?
Maybe
Hold
it was
up
in
real
a
quick.
movie.
DJ Play Nice got to roll out. I enjoyed the
Oh,
conversation,
see ya.
Fet. Thanks for hosting. Have a great night and rock. You too, buddy. Thanks for stopping. You're always here, man.
Take care,
You're
DJ.
You're definitely a beloved member of the Fet Force, buddy. He says, y'all be safe, have fun, take care of your crew, and rock. We sure will. See, this is what
Take
happens
care,
when we're
man.
behind. I hope I didn't miss them. Because, holy crap. Yeah, they were talking, weren't they?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to fly through this real quick because I see some funny stuff. Hold on. Where was I? Okay. SB4H. I took my mom to a Rod Stewart concert for her birthday. Say what you will, but it was actually a really good show. There's some Rod Stewart stuff I don't mind.
Yeah.
I remember.
Woman loves that Rod Stewart guy. I do not understand it.
Yeah, I had my German teacher back in high school that's all she ever talked about was Rod Stewart. I don't know the voice. It's the voice, I guess. I don't know. An effect on.
And Hot Legs was a killer song.
Yeah, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. I thought that song was a joke, like that song "I'm Sexy and I Know It." I think he's talking about "If You Think I'm Sexy." Honestly, I like that song. That's one of my favorite Rod Stewart songs. That's cool. The beat and stuff is really cool.
Yeah.
Of course, Hebus is talented. Hebus talented.
He is talented.
Oh, he is. He is. Okay. Everyone is drunk and high at Metallica concerts. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons I don't really go to concerts. I can enjoy it. I don't have to be around a bunch of potheads and stuff to enjoy a band. Hetfield and drummer can carry the whole thing. Yeah, for sure. That's why I was saying that's what I need to boot Kirk and everything and start a super group. Pull a kind of chicken foot style band. Yeah. Yep. Exactly. F. Gene Simmons. Sorry, not sorry.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Dance with Gene. People always trash him and say he's a sucky bass player and all. He's not. He's not a sucky bass player. I don't know why
No,
people.
he's actually quite
Is he
good.
just a
He's a
sucky
very good
person?
bass player, and he can play and sing very well too at the same time,
Yeah.
which is very difficult. So these people that knock him need to try doing it themselves. But then he goes and he does something stupid. He'll say something stupid, and then I'm like, why do I always defend Gene Simmons? So I know where you're coming from.
Well, you defend the part of him that is right, and then you just say,
Yeah,
you're a dick.
I will always have a soft. Listen, I can remember when I was a kid, I had my room. Listen, I inherited my sister's old bedroom. So for a time, okay, another secret. Pink walls with yellow flowers on it. So I covered those walls with everything I possibly could. My room was covered with Star Wars and Kiss. And I remember to this day, I had a little black and white TV right by my doorway. Right above it was this giant poster of Gene Simmons covered in blood. I guess he probably just did the bass solo where he spit the blood out and all. I will always have a soft spot for Gene Simmons. I can't help it. It's just he's his part. No matter what Mark Hamill says, no matter what Disney does to Star Wars, little Fett is always going to love Star Wars. I can't help it.
Yeah.
No matter what Gene says, I don't know. Like Paul, I love Paul. He's a liberal idiot. I love the guy. I can't help it. He's one of my favorite voices ever of all time. Paul Stanley. I don't know. Yeah,
and a hell of a showman.
Sometimes too much of one. Very flamboyant for my taste. That's and the thing of it is, I think it was I always want to say what the name he goes by. Almost Human. The Almost Human channel just did a video where he was talking about the '84 Animalized tour. Paul Stanley's flamboyant, the cringe coming out of him in between the songs when he was talking, trying to be so cool, and oh my god, it was horrible. Sometimes I think Paul should have just shut up and not been such a showman, but voice wise, I love Paul.
Yeah.
Deep Tail says there's more than one Blue Man Group. There is? The Blue Man Group? Is that even still a thing? That's those
Yeah.
guys.
Aren't
from
they in
TV.
Las Vegas or something?
Yeah, there's I guess they're based in Las Vegas, and they have several troops that go on tour. And
Well, that's what the
there's
world needs.
a video on YouTube that shows some of the audition process for these new people coming in.
I don't know if it was just me, Carla, but you cut out. You kind of froze. I didn't catch what you said.
I didn't say anything.
Oh, okay.
It's my most profound thing so far.
Old Man Bird.
I'm posting your stream on X.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I was just saying earlier. I guess I should get in the habit of doing that. I never post my own stream. Old Man Bird says, "Does Carla know she's?" Oh, this was from a while ago, I guess. Does Carla know she's driving on the wrong side of the road? I'm glad.
Yeah.
Carla, here's my question to you: are you totally sick of everyone asking you if you know you're driving on the wrong side of the road?
No, it's like when you're short and everyone calls you Shorty. You're like, that's a real original name.
Yeah.
It doesn't. I don't mind it. People are being funny.
Well, that's like I said. That's why I adopted the evil genius, because I'm not evil, nor am I a genius. So, like I always say, it's like calling a big fat guy tiny.
I gave you that name, Pat.
Yeah.
You
did
did.
Originate with you. Like I said, this one day, man, I don't know what it was. Raymond called me like an evil genius. Doomcock called me like an evil genius. Somebody else was like, you're a diabolical madman or something. I guess I'm supposed to be an evil genius or something.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah.
Just get a card made up, calling card. Everyone can call you that.
Oh, I'm sure he does.
The thing of it is I get all this crap though when I try making merchandise, like, because my logos are based off like the Star Wars logo, but they're different. They're nothing like. I even changed like back before I gave up on Star Wars. You used to say Star Wars Fet for Hire. Now it says Evil Genius. I still get crap to this day. I'm wondering if I'm gonna have a problem too, because it wasn't all that long ago. I go into one office at work, and one guy has a glass sitting on his desk there, and it says Evil Genius on it. I said, "What's that?" Apparently, it's some local brewery here. There's like an Evil Genius microbrewery here, so I don't even know if that's doable. But anyway,
Whatever
I'm
works.
the original. I'm the original Evil Genius.
You are.
Yeah.
DJ had said, gone now, but he said, first time I saw Metallica was Lightning Tour with Wasp. Oh, man. 85. That would have been Last Command by Wasp, too. So he had the first two albums they were playing. Armored Saint Open, man, that would have been a killer concert. That was Metallica was good. Wasp was killing it. Man, that would have been a sweet tour.
I can hear an R2D2.
Oh, you hear that?
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm totally ignoring that, but which I don't mean to. But okay, hold on. DJ Play Nice says, yeah, it was also a TV thing from 321 Contact on PBS in the early 80s.
Oh my gosh.
The
I
Bloodhound
remember
Gang.
that.
Was that the Bloodhound Gang? Because that's ringing a bell now. We were talking about the Bloodhound Gang. I think that was a thing on that one of those shows.
And
Yeah.
didn't that guy?
They were like Nancy, like detectives or something, I think. Kids though. I'm pretty sure.
I think Morgan. What's that? Morgan Freeman. I think he was on that many years ago.
Maybe.
Remember Spider-Man on that show?
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He was on 321 Contact.
No,
No, I don't remember that.
the Electric Company. I'm thinking
Yeah.
the Electric Company.
That's where
Now, which
Morgan
one-
Freeman was. Yeah.
I always get this wrong, and people always correct me, so I always forget. Which one had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12?
I think it must
that
have
was
been the
Zoom.
Electric.
I think
You
that
think
was
it's
Zoom.
What was it?
Zoom.
Zoom.
No,
was a-
it wasn't. It was the Electric Company or the other one you mentioned,
So
321
still-
Contact.
I still see the video, pinball machine, a cartoon hand pulling a pinball back, and I can still see that. I just can't remember what show it was on. Oh, wait.
You
Skip
could
this
probably
one.
look it up.
Ace had a hard life.
Okay.
The drug abuse got him now that he's older. He sounded great back in 2010. Now, was he big on DRUGs? I thought he was the
Oh
alcoholic.
yeah, yeah.
What?
He was coked up.
I keep wondering if I wonder who came first. Was it Kiss or Alice Cooper or the other way around?
Alice Cooper first.
Alice Cooper was
Actually,
I wonder how much Kiss borrowed from Alice Cooper.
a lot. And, Paul Stanley's whole persona was based around Mark Bolan from T-Rex. And if you watch the Bang a Gong video, you'll see exactly what I mean. But, actually, before Alice Cooper was The Crazy World of Arthur Brown. That song Fire, where he's got the makeup on and the thing on his head that's on fire. It's in black and white. But
Okay, I looked up that the catchy counting song. That song you mentioned is famously associated with Sesame Street show. Specifically with the song, specifically with the song Pinball Number Count. So performed by the Pointer Sisters.
That was the Pointer Sisters.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was written.
That's scary, isn't it?
I would never guess. What was their big song back in the 80s? I'm thinking She Works Hard for the Money, but that was
Donna Summer.
Donna Summer. Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
So there you go.
Huh.
Oh, I'm so excited. That's the song.
Oh, yeah. I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it.
Yep.
I love Run, Run Away.
Oh, yeah, that's a good song.
Slade. I was just singing that earlier. I couldn't believe I remembered the lyrics.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just Run, Run, Run Away. It's not that hard.
Well, no. The Slade. No. Are you thinking of the band Slade? The sea chameleon lying there in the sun. All things to everyone. Run, run away.
I memorized TV. I memorized British comedies off by heart. I didn't do songs, but I did like whole Blackadder's, whole Red Dwarfs. But I didn't do songs.
Is Carla cutting out for you guys?
No, she's coming through.
Wow, that is weird. Almost every time Carla talks, it freezes on my end. You guys are fine.
Oh, sorry.
Oh no, as long as you guys are catching her. That's weird.
Yeah. Must be the weather down there.
Yeah.
Well, I have the same weather as Carla. It's been raining all day.
Yes, but it's upside down.
That's true. Getting into things it's not supposed to.
Yeah. Can you imagine being where to us it rains upward?
Yeah, exactly. Good point.
When Old Man Bird was a teenager, the local radio station would play an entire album every midnight. Would record them on 90-minute TDK tape because that's so much music. I remember we had the first time I ever heard Cinderella Night Songs. They played the whole album. We had a local radio station called WQSU, and they had a show called Metal Rendezvous. And they didn't do it all the time, but they played the entire Cinderella. It was brand new, and they played the entire Night Songs album. I ran right out and got it. That was another band where their first album, very glam, but very good. I really didn't care for anything after that.
Yeah, that had a lot of good songs on it, and his voice was just awesome.
His voice got old quick, though, too.
Really
Him
good
and
musician.
You remember the band? Brittany Fox was basically Dizzy Dean Davidson was the original singer of Cinderella. I think, and he did his best interpretation, his best impression. I don't know. That falsetto got old real quick.
Yeah.
Wes Cagle says, talking about Quiet Riot, their best song was Slick Black Cadillac. The one off Metal Health album, not the one off QR2. Changed my mind. I'm not a big fan of Slick Black Cadillac. That might be my least favorite song off of Metal Health. I'm glad they did it because it's, paying homage to Randy, I guess.
Yeah.
But
that was Fly Away. Was that the name of the
Well,
tribute song?
oh, you're thinking of Thunderbird.
Thunderbird. That's
Slick Black Cadillac was the only song that they ever did that was from the Randy Rhoads era of Quiet Riot.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Quiet Riot. I have the first 2 Quiet Riot albums. Yeah. I love Randy, but that was very glam, very glam. That wasn't even metal. It wasn't even metal. You'd have never thought, listening to those 2 albums, that they would eventually do Metal Health and it would be like the #1 metal album of all time. You know, it's like the first metal album to go #1 and stuff. Yeah, the first two Quiet Riots aren't that great. Even though I love Rudy.
Yeah, that's back when Randy was wearing the oversized bow tie.
Well, he still every now and then wore some of that stuff with Ozzy, like the little,
Really?
the skimpy little tuxedo type shirt, and even the polka dot guitar as a remnant from the, because that's what Quiet Riot used to do, the black and white polka dots and
Yeah.
so yeah. I don't know what, John. Metal Health.
Yeah.
What is your favorite song off Metal Health? The album
Title song.
Metal Health.
Title song, definitely. That was my angry song.
That is a pretty angry song.
When I had a bad day at work.
Yeah, that's a good one to crank. That one really is.
Yeah.
Raymond or Carla, are you familiar with Metal Health from Quiet Riot? No.
I think I may have heard it on one of the radio things, but not really.
No.
I'm more of a prog rock and very, some of the metal stuff, but not a lot of the 80s stuff. Saxon, love Saxon.
Saxon was that's a band that I didn't care for back in the 80s, but I like their new stuff.
Yeah.
They're still going and they're doing what they're doing now is pretty good. I don't know if
they came out with a new album last summer, was it?
Yeah. I was trying to get Raymond to watch the video, remember?
Yeah. Some good songs.
They have a more modern sound to them now, though. Sometimes I don't like when a band changes, but in their case, I think they changed. In my opinion, I think they changed for the better. I like them better now than back in the 80s. Old Man Bird, I have TDK tapes unopened right now. No lie. I think I got rid of. I used to have tons of cassettes and everything, recorded, pre-recorded. Oh, and there was even a time when you remember you used to be able to take the cassette and the tabs would be broken off on the end, and if you just put a piece of tape over it, record over it.
Hack the system.
Used to do that with VHS tapes too.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that'd be right.
He says,
yeah.
Big black set of wheels, what it takes to get me off. Yeah. No, it's a catchy song. Look, I think if it would have been on, like, Metal Health was in a way too heavy for that song. I think it would have been better on a different album. I think what I'm trying to say. It's not that I don't like Slick Black Cadillac. It's a good song. But when you put, even like that, there's a song in there called Love's a Bitch, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of a ballad, but it's even that's heavy, like for back then, and mean sounding, Big Slick Black Cadillac's more of like a party song, more of like Party All Night, the song from Condition Critical. They could have put those 2 songs on different. Yeah, Party All Night on Condition Critical too. That could have probably been on a different album.
Yeah,
that's another one that can kind of drag down Condition Critical, in my opinion. But Wes Cagle says, when my father passed in 2023, sorry for your loss.
Wow.
He found a piggy bank that he had been putting Sacagawea dollar coins in.
Whoa.
I couldn't bear to cash them in. There's about 300 of them. That's cool. I would definitely hang on to that.
Yeah.
That's cool. Your dad too. Tippy has I Have Dead Owner Dead by Sabotage. I don't have that one. I have a giant hole in my Sabotage collection that I need to rectify one of these days. But I do have like the early stuff like Hall of the Mountain King and stuff like that. Hall of the Mountain King. Oh man, is that a phenomenal album. You guys want to hear some cool metal? Oh my God, I rolled around Lincoln with Kevin Dubrow in 92. Really? He was booked at a bar that my buddy managed. Thanks again, Bubba. He wanted to be driven about. when we went to a liquor store, his weave was, oh, was that a weave? Or was that, I thought he got hair implants or something like that.
I don't know, but it was pretty obvious and pretty awful.
Yeah.
He went from nearly balding to, you know.
Yeah, he had to boof. He had 80s hair that women
Yeah.
would be jealous of. Yeah. DJ was just a passenger, and he didn't stay to see the play that night, but only Kevin and Carlos were original members. You know, that's a shame that Carlos won't go back, back to a Quiet Riot, because Rudy's back. But
Yeah.
it is cool that Carlos, John, I don't know if you saw, but Carlos, Stephen Piercy and Warren DeMartini reunited. They're doing, no, I don't know if there's going to be an end. They're actually talking about doing new music now, too. But like, I knew they were getting back together, but Carlos is back with them, too.
Nice.
So it's kind of three members of Rat. Like the last couple albums of Rat had Carlos on it too. So
I'm in full circle then.
Yeah, Blas Elias from Slaughter is playing drums for them right now, though, and bass player from Rough Cut. Yep, Heart of the Matter. Boy, that was from a while ago. DJP. Wow. Who's DJP?
DJ Play Nice.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm trying to think of musicians. I'm like Ronnie James. I'm like Ronnie James Pio, Donnie James Pio. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting goofy now. I've been up too long. Randy Rhoads was a member of Quiet Riot. Must have been a lot different then. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Not in a good way either, unfortunately. You know, the funny thing is, though, if it's hard to get a hold of QR1 and QR2, but they did release an album of the Randy Rhoads years, Quiet Riot. If you listen to that, Randy Rhoads ripped off a lot of stuff from Quiet Riot and used for Ozzy. You can hear stuff if you listen. Yeah.
Did they get in trouble for it?
Well, no, I mean, he wrote it. He wrote it for Quiet Riot.
Yeah, I think he owned the publishing on it. So
yeah.
he could do what
Don
he
Henley is
wants
a
with it.
dick.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, the way he's trying to put copyright strikes on everything, from that band that people put on YouTube, any little thing, even a tutorial for the guitar or something like that.
Wow.
Right away, it's copyright strike.
Well, again, it's lame on one hand, but on another hand, these streaming things.
Yeah.
Artists don't make a living off of making music anymore because of these streaming things are a bad thing. You probably would. A lot of these artists would probably be a lot more lenient if they were making money off of their music. But not.
Even Prince, even back in the day when Prince was, that's why he changed his name, right? Because he was like the record company was making all the money, and he wasn't like hardly making anything.
Yeah,
so that's why he changed his name.
I believe so.
Yeah,
because
so
that way he
artists
wouldn't
have
be
always
able to sign the
been ripped off.
contract.
Tim Pierce just did a video about his experience opening for the Eagles. Might have to check that out. But he's a good singer, West.
Yeah.
Don Henley. Yeah, no, definitely a good singer. Love Isn't Always on Time.
Oh, Toto.
That's it. That's a song I was trying to think of the last live stream. That's the one I heard on the radio, like I've heard my whole life. That's the one.
Hold the line.
I just recently found out. Yeah, I just recently found out that's Toto. I didn't have a clue, but now I hear it and I'm like, of course that's Toto.
Yeah.
That's a pretty killer guitar player too.
Oh, Steve Lukather was a hell of a guitar player. Still is. It's my favorite lick of his. Even my grandfather liked that song.
I think this is Kevin Dubrow. He seriously wanted to cruise campus for chicks before the show. He was gritty. I should have stayed because I never. It was weird, that echo there. Gritty. There it is. I should have stayed because I never saw them in the 80s. Massachusetts by the Bee Gees was one of their best. I don't know that one. That's a song, Massachusetts. I do not know that one. Getting a delay here again on this. Yes, but only until 79 or 80. Steve Lukather. Mental Health was 83. Was it 83? Yeah, that's probably
About
right.
that, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably right. Yeah, because I discovered Wasp right after them, and that would the first Wasp I think was 84. The Police copied the Byrds. Listen to old Byrds. The Police, like as in Sting, isn't it?
Yeah.
That was a band from the 80s where they had some okay things and some things I thought were highly overrated.
Yeah.
And one really weird song that I actually do kind of like that wasn't a real big hit was Synchronicity. I thought it was pretty good.
That's a good song.
That
Kinda
one and
technical for-
Synchronicity too, but both of them I like.
But but then they would do things like I don't know if the song was sending out an SOS, but you know what song I'm referring to?
Yeah.
Message in a Bottle.
Message in a Bottle, yeah. But I mean, man, how many times are you going to repeat that? You know, sending out an SOS. It's like I don't know much about the Byrds. That's now is that where the guy from Led Zeppelin started, or am I thinking, or was that?
No, this was an American band out of California, I believe.
I don't know much like 60s. I don't know. I'm kind of
I try to avoid 60s music.
Yeah, now there are certain things I like. Were the Animals House of the Rising Sun, was that 60s?
60s, yeah.
Late
You know what?
60s.
I like that song. I'll be honest, I like that song. I just recently saw a video of that guy. I think he's in his 80s now.
Yeah, Eric Burden.
Just performed that song and it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Still kicking.
And for a guy who's only 4 inches tall, he's got a pretty big voice.
Yeah, and then you compare that to somebody like Frankie Valli. Frankie Valli. You see that poor guy, how I see every day on Twitter somebody posting how they're just like he just can't even move his mouth much anymore. He's like standing there, definitely lip syncing, and they just keep pushing him out on stage. Like, let the guy retire, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
How much money
like
did he
Stan Lee, right? They were pushing Stan Lee around everywhere.
Well, they were pretty mean to him, too, from what I understand.
Yeah.
Mm.
They were horrible to him.
Yeah. You all should check out the Eye of the Diver, Holy Tiger Survivor mashup. That sounds promising.
Boy.
That sounds like something
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I didn't like? I love Kill Switch Engage, the band Kill Switch Engage. But they did a cover of Holy Diver, and it has like this out of time drum beat and everything, so I didn't care for it. As much as I love the band, I didn't like their version of it. Tippy Tail took his wife to a Davy Jones concert on Valentine's Day once at an Indian casino. Davy Jones of the Monkees. You know, unfortunately, I never met him, but he used to live right down the road from me.
Oh, wow.
For years. He was a local legend. People always saw him. I never ran into him. But there's a
Was
town.
he British?
Was
he British?
Yeah, but he lived his last days here, man. He lives right down little town down the road called Sillensgrove. People used to see him at the mall and everything. I never, unfortunately, I like the Monkees. I love the Monkees.
Monkees were okay.
My old guitar player, John Roginski, ran the Monkey Files, which was a Monkees tribute band. And he would regularly get down to Sillensgrove to see him.
You know what?
He met Peter Tork and the one who was the drummer. I can't remember.
Mickey Dolenz.
Mickey Dolenz.
Yeah.
You know what? When I was a kid, man, I wanted one of those red shirts with the million buttons on the front in the worst way. I thought those things were so badass.
Yeah.
I wanted a Monkey shirt. Yeah, I like that. Plus their car, the GTO. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was.
Yeah.
I like Monkees. Last Train to Clarksville.
George Barrett special.
Yeah, George Barrett, man. He did some cool car. Batmobile. He did the General Lee.
Yep.
See the one that designed the General Lee? Munster coach.
I don't think it was the General Lee, but he did the 2 for the Munsters.
Yeah.
And
I'm not typically a Ford guy, but man, that Munster coach is pretty sweet.
and the one I liked was the Hard Hat Hauler, which was a forklift truck. He put a helmet on it.
He did a lot of, I just saw, I wish I would have saved it if I would have known we were going to talk about this. I just read an article the other day where he did, John Wayne used to send his cars. It might be on my Facebook page. John Wayne used to send George Barris his cars because John Wayne was a tall guy. And he liked these Pontiac Safari station wagons. If you would see them, you wouldn't think somebody like with money of John Wayne would be driving around in a Pontiac Safari, but it was just like a run-of-the-mill big giant station wagon, like a freaking land yacht, right? But he was so tall, he used to send his Pontiac Safaris to George Barris to raise the roof, so he didn't have to take his cowboy hat when he was out driving. Take his cowboy hat off.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So I thought
That's an expensive habit, wanting to wear your hat all the time.
Yeah, you should have seen the car too, because there were pictures of it. If I can find it, I'll post it on Twitter or something. Then the car looks so weird too, with the the roof bumped up. It was really weird. Huh? Well, if you have the
And
money,
then you'd
I
have to have the windows. Like, I suppose you could just have metal for the windows to meet the metal.
Yeah, it just kind of bumped up like the windows and all. That's why it looks so weird, because there's this kind of metal bubble on the roof.
Looked like a hearse.
It did look like big hearses. They're big ass cars.
Mm.
You would think somebody like him would be riding like a motorcycle, or have like a, I don't know, did they have monster
keep your
trucks?
hat on then,
Probably
though.
not, but some kind of military vehicle.
Maybe people didn't recognize him without a hat, so he just wore it all the time.
But you would think why he would drive such a subdued car like that would be so people wouldn't recognize him.
Yeah.
But I mean, if he's driving down the road in a cowboy hat, it's probably not going to matter what he's driving. You're going to go, that's John Wayne.
Exactly.
Tim said, but Kiss never threw a chicken back into the crowd like Alice Cooper. Yeah, not as far as I know.
No.
I watched a documentary on him saying how he
Who
was
did
into
that first?
showmanship.
Oh, sorry, Carla. See, she's cutting out on me. What were you saying, Carla?
Oh, no, I just said I saw a documentary on Alice Cooper. I don't even know if it was Razorfist's video or just an interview. And he said he was just into showmanship. That's what it was all about with that stuff.
Speaking of Alice Cooper, John, I know I sent you a link. Everybody see his original band is back together? They've been talking about this for decades, it seems like. And, well, except the one member that passed away. But I can't watch it without. I'm sure I told this story a million times, but Mike Bruce, his original keyboard / guitar player, ended up in our local music store here when I was a teenager, taking guitar lessons, giving keyboard. I don't know how they got him, but they got him here. He was like our local celebrity, and everyone was in love with him. And it was Alice Cooper's guy. I didn't like the guy. I did at first. I learned this song. One of my favorite his era Alice Cooper songs is "I'm 18." Okay, I figured it out. I used to take guitar lessons every Tuesday night, and so this one particular Tuesday, I'm like, I'm gonna wait after my lesson, and when he comes out from his lesson, I'm gonna start playing "I'm 18." But I kind of played it like as if a metal guitar player would play it. I'm doing my metal version of "I'm 18," right? Not thinking like he might take offense to this. I'm thinking I'm going to impress him. He comes over and he says, "You're not playing that right. Give me that guitar." He takes my guitar, starts playing it the right way, and then he tells me my guitar sucks. How can you play this? This guitar sucks.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, dude, you're supposed to at least
no class at all.
And then well, I won't tell this story because it's a bad story. I won't tell it on air, but he did some shady stuff in Blue Town and stuff like that. But anyway, they have a new video out, and he's in the video and stuff. So every time I see that guy, I just see the guy that told me my guitar sucked.
Yeah.
That's kind of unclassy.
Yeah. But
like they say, never meet your heroes.
Yeah. Well, he wasn't. Well, that's the thing. He wasn't really a hero. I like Alice Cooper, but there's a metal era of Alice Cooper with the album Constrictor and Razor Fist and Yell. Matter of fact,
Yeah.
if you watch, there's a million channels on YouTube have like the worst album covers of all time. Alice Cooper, Raise Your Fist in the Air is almost number one because it's a fist with his face on it, with the makeup and stuff.
Oh wow!
I love the cover and I love the album even more. Every song on that. Kane Roberts was the guitar player in that album.
Yeah.
Another underrated guitar player. I thought Kane was pretty good. But yeah, like the song Freedom and stuff and Gale and all off that. I love that. I love the heavy metal. Like I like the heavy metal Kiss. I like the heavy metal Alice Cooper. Wasn't much, but even like when you got into trash and it's Poison. Everybody knows the song Poison. That's kind of like the glam metal era of Alice Cooper. That one's okay. But Raise Your Fist and Yell, definitely my favorite Alice Cooper album. I know a lot of people aren't going to agree with that, but hey, I got to be me.
Yeah.
Wow, Tippy Tail had quite a lot of 8-track.
Yeah.
I never had many 8 tracks.
Yeah.
I don't even think I've seen an 8-track.
Oh, I had them. I Love Gun. Kiss Love Gun. I wore out on 8-track.
Yeah. That's the thing. I had a few 8 tracks, and the thing I remember is, you play the Kiss Alive one, and you're going through the song, having a good time, and then click, 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 and it changes to the next track and picks up where the song left off.
Mm.
That was annoying.
Well, I only had Love Gun on 8-track because my one cousin gave it to me. And my mom had an 8-track player. And she didn't like to give it up, but occasionally she would let me borrow it. And like I would just this thing would just repeat. It wasn't like cassette players,
Okay.
did. It would get the end of the cassette and it would shut off. This thing just kept going. I mean, until my mom said, "Give me that back." I just let that thing play. So I wore Love Gun out. Love Gun. Oh my God. Do I love? That's probably my favorite all-time Kiss album.
Good night.
Good night, Mama Fez.
Good night.
I thought I hit
Columbia House. Holy
well.
crap. I never ordered from them.
Yeah.
No, I never ordered from them.
I did back in the day.
Yeah. I was always afraid that was a scam, but it wasn't. You actually got cassettes and stuff?
Yeah, I went with the vinyl and
Vinyl.
Yeah. But
Yeah, they were.
you had a certain amount you had to get.
Yeah, and they were low quality pressings. A lot of them.
Randy's Polka Dot Flying V is the most iconic guitar, in my opinion. Suck it, Eddie.
Whoa.
Why isn't Risk Cable coming on? So I want to know, birthday boy.
I have to think about that one. Because I am more of a Randy fan than I am Eddie. But Eddie built that guitar. And he basically single-handedly invented the Super Strat, which is what I play. I do have 2 Vs. I like the V. But can't beat a Super Strat, man. And Eddie invented that. I mean, there are a lot of iconic guitars, though, too. I mean, going back to Gene Simmons, he literally has an axe. Everybody calls a guitar an axe. He literally made a bass that looks like an axe.
Yeah.
John, what would you say is the most iconic guitar in your world?
In my world,
Yeah.
oh, let's see. We'll put the Les Pauls aside because I love Les Pauls.
Well, no, this is your world.
Probably
you can have one guitar. Which would it be?
For me, Paul Stanley's Iceman with cracked mirror finish.
Ooh.
That one really impressed me. Although any Iceman is good, but that cracked mirror finish was just beautiful.
I do love that. Too rich for me, though. Like I said, when I do have the Paul Stanley, but geez, I got that in 2018, I think it was. And back then the cracked mirror was going for 10 grand. And they're not even really cracked mirrors anymore.
Yeah.
It's just acrylic.
Yeah.
Made to look like, because we don't want people to get cut, so.
Yeah. But what are you gonna do?
What about you, Raymond? You have any guitar like you ever drooled over, like any guitar?
Oh,
You know, just a regular guitar, an artist's guitar. Like you could have any guitar.
oh boy. Let's see. I'd probably say an Ibanez, but I'm still relatively new to the. I'm still new into the guitars, so no.
I can't argue with that. Almost every guitar I have is an Ibanez. I'm a pretty big Ibanez fan.
Yeah.
I mean, right there. I mean, I can't there. I mean, Steve Vai. You know, the gem with the monkey grip. That's pretty iconic guitar. I wouldn't put that up against Randy's V or Eddie's guitar, certainly, but I mean, the gem's pretty iconic.
Yeah.
Uh,
If you're just talking about, the Randy Rhoads era up until he died, that Jackson V was pretty special. That's iconic of that couple of years.
oh, the offset Jackson. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're pretty cool.
A lot of people like the white one. I love the black one. That was just so nice with the brass hardware.
See, I'm kind of partial though to when you're talking Jackson, the King V, because how metal is the King V? You know, going to the points.
Yeah.
Or even Randy's was kind of rounded off.
Yeah.
On the tail pieces, but the King V, that's pretty metal guitar. But like I keep saying, I have a pretty killer Ibanez collection, but I won't consider it complete if I never get an Ibanez Destroyer. That's a pretty iconic guitar.
They're out there, but pricey.
I think probably going back to Wes Kegel, I think if I had my choice between Randy's V and Eddie's Soup to Frankenstrat, for me, my taste would probably be Randy's V. But everybody knows what Eddie's guitar is.
Yeah.
I mean, people have painted their walls to look like the stripes on Eddie's guitar. You know, that's like such an iconic.
Yeah, I saw a car once painted up like that.
Yeah, there's probably just about anything you can think of has been done up like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. For me, I would buy Eddie's V, but I think, Randy's V, but I think Eddie's guitar is more iconic.
Mm-hmm.
My opinion.
Yeah, from a purely practical standpoint, yeah.
Old Man Bird, I shouted out Fet for Hire on my most watched video, Birds Heard, where I show off my 17 guitars. Thanks, man.
That's
Very
cool.
That's what I got to do. I gotta eliminate some of my guitars. I have way too many. I don't need them. I can't play them all. That's what I got to do. I can't show them the love they deserve.
Oh. And you said you bought a guitar for your daughter. Does she like guitar in the end or not?
No, she never took to it. She preferred video games over the guitar, unfortunately. But I have a little micro. It looks like a little RG Ibanez. It's a Ibanez micro.
Oh.
Yeah. Old Man Bird has a lot of signature guitar, but no Eddie's, even though he is the king, in my opinion. Yeah, Eddie's, the thing of it is, if you want a nice one, they make a lot of replicas. There are cheesy ones out there, but then the really well done ones are, man, you're talking several $1,000s, man. Because some of them, they're ridiculous. I mean, over 10 grand. Because they'll even go right down to the last detail. Like, John, you probably know this. Eddie glued a quarter under his tremolo as like a stop piece, and they'll even track down, I forget, is it like a 1974 quarter or something like that? They'll actually track down that year quarter. So you can go crazy if you want a legitimate. And that's the thing with Eddie's guitar. It's like the Star Wars cosplayers, like you want to get in like the 501st, your costume, I mean, every little detail has to be perfect. People are like that about Eddie's guitar, so if you buy a cheap one, they're just going to laugh at you. But to get a real good one, forget that.
Go big or go home.
Yeah. Big price tag.
I'll be right back.
Okay. TPTL said Animals. Yeah. Well, I only really know the one Animal song, but I really like that song. House of the Rising Sun is a good song. Doomcock ever sing that one?
I think he sung it maybe once or twice.
I'll have to, maybe next Friday, I'll have to see if I can get him to sing it. Mickey Dolenz is the last monkey. Yeah, he is, isn't he? I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I
Michael
couldn't even
Nesmith.
name another monkey.
Michael Nesmith was the guitar player. Davy Jones was the singer. Peter Tork was the bass player, and Mickey Dolenz drummer.
Oh, good job.
I know the Monkees.
Yeah,
I
you
used to watch
do.
that show a lot as a kid.
I watched it once, maybe. That's good.
To tell, my dad had a 68 Pontiac station wagon with manual steering. Yeah, well, I think they all did back then. Armstrong steering. Faux show. Wait, who was an a-hole? Somebody was an a-hole. Was it Don Hanley? Because I'm hearing that he is. I like the metal years of Pat Boone. Pat Boone had metal years? Somebody's joking. Somebody's pulling chains around here.
Have you ever heard that Christopher? Who was the guy who's on Star Wars? Christopher.
Oh yeah, Count Dooku.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear
I did.
any of his music?
I did. It's pretty good.
Was it okay?
Yeah, it's pretty good. And he actually, what was the band? He actually did. He did an album with a band too. Oh, I forget their name. They're like a progressive metal band. It's pretty good. The album. The cover of the album too, I believe he was given the devil horns, and I think he was holding like a BC Rich Warlock or something on the cover.
Whoa.
It was pretty good. Christopher Lee.
Lee, that's right. Thank you.
Oh, not Emerson, Lake and Palpatine.
Hey, don't insult the LP.
Nope.
There you go. Old Man Bird gave you an LOL.
My iPad filled in the hour, but it's a pain in the butt. I don't know how to not do that.
I hate that autofill stuff. And all my phone's constantly screwing up anymore.
Oh.
The heck was that? Sort of funny noise. Okay. One of these days I will get caught up on the chat. Probably everybody's long gone. But how about smashing the guitars you need to get rid of? I smashed one guitar in my life. Yeah, I can't stand it. I did it once. I just bought this one really crappy acoustic guitar off my neighbor in a yard sale. I painted it black with a big skull and crossbones on it. I could never get it to sound right. So I still have the neck here somewhere. I kept it as a reminder to never do that again. I hate when Paul Stanley does it, especially the Ibanez, but
Yeah.
smash guitars. But only ever broke one. Never do it again. Even the cheapest guitar I have, I can't bring myself to do it. Even if it would for YouTube clicks, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Sell your soul.
Especially some of the older ones. You know, it's different now. These CNC machines just crank this stuff out. But back in the day, you know, Ruthie or hand built these things, you know. I can't.
Yeah.
Do you know the new Monkeys, Fet? Is there a new Monkeys?
Probably all
I hope
girls.
there's not a new Monkeys. I hope
Black
there's
girls who are gay. Make it lemon gay.
You probably. I hope there's not. Don't give them ideas either if there isn't.
Yeah.
I
Google-
think there was. I just don't remember when.
You're kidding.
And obviously it didn't last long.
They can't improve on the Monkeys. There's no need to
No.
do a new Monkeys.
Exactly. Like, how many shows were bad that they could try and make a good version of? Why do they need to touch the classics?
Well, the Monkeys
Yeah.
were so great they could only make an equal version. You know what I mean? And nowadays they
That's
can't,
what I'm saying. Is that? But why?
can't come up with anything new.
Exactly.
Tim said, "Google in a metal mood, no more Mr. Nice Guy by Pat Boone, as in the Alice Cooper song. No more Mr. Nice Guy.
God, yeah.
He did that song.
Yeah. I remember seeing that. You want to see cringe. Pat Boone in leather. Oh my God.
Oh, you know what? I think I've seen that picture.
It's horrible.
Wow.
Horrible.
You know who did do a good cover of that song? No, Megadeth.
Mhm.
Was that for the Bill and Ted? They did it for a movie.
Oh.
I
I
think it
haven't
was
seen that movie. I need to watch that movie again.
Bill and Ted.
Yeah.
All right.
I
Is
haven't seen
everyone
it
here
since it came
familiar?
out. I seen it. Sorry.
Is everyone here familiar with Bill and Ted? No, I haven't seen the new one, the third one.
No.
I haven't seen that.
Neither-
I heard that's
no.
not so good. Did you see it, Carla?
Yeah, I've seen
No.
bits and pieces.
I only saw the first one.
Okay.
I like number 2 as well. That was good.
I was just gonna say, I kind of like number 2 better.
Bogus Adventure? The Bogus Adventure?
Bogus Journey. See, that was
Journey.
no, that wasn't. So I forget what Megadeth did. No More Mr. Nice Guy. Oh, it was Shocker. They did for Shocker because Megadeth did the song "Go to Hell" for Bill and Ted because that was originally called Bill and Ted Go to Hell.
Oh, wow.
But I think something else came out of that name, so then they changed it to Bogus Journey. But I get such a kick out of that Grim Reaper and that Bill and Ted, the Bogus Journey. I kind of like that one a little better. I
Yeah.
haven't seen it forever, but
But the first one was a classic as well because it was the first of their movies. But I agree. Number two was good.
See, one of the reasons why I haven't watched the newer one.
Exactly.
How could you do it without George Carlin? Because he was a huge part of those too. He wasn't.
Was he the devil?
No, he was the future guy. Like.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I haven't watched him forever, but
like I say, I need to see it. I haven't seen since it came out. Like we watched it then for a couple of times, but I've never. I need to. I wonder where they're streaming at the moment. I have to show my kids it.
Wow. Well, they're old enough; they might even be free here on YouTube.
Okay.
Check that too. Or probably Tubi has something like that. I have the DVDs here somewhere. We'll take a Charlemagne. Anybody know what Charlemagne is?
Is that the name of a guitar?
Never heard of Charlemagne.
Okay.
Well, let's see. There was Charlemagne from history.
Isn't Charlemagne some like black political commentator dude now? Some kind of
Charlemagne
the god or something like that?
Yeah, Charlemagne the god.
I don't know why I even know that.
What's up,
Wade?
Dan?
Steely Dan.
Hey there.
Oh yeah, Steely Dan.
Another guilty pleasure of mine.
Carla knows a lot of foreign television.
We need to get some.
She's a foreigner.
We need to get some more prog rock discussion.
See, I don't really know. Okay. What is prog rock? I hear you talking about it all the time. I've heard the term. I know prog rock bands, but I know progressive metal. What is prog rock?
I'd say it's probably a bridge between the old rock and roll and when the metal started.
Wow.
Tippy Tail's right. Yes is prog rock. Then you've got Jethro Tull.
Yeah.
You've got Jethro Tull. You got King Crimson.
Yeah.
Emerson, Lake and Palmer.
See, I heard of most of these bands. Yes, I've heard. I didn't particularly care for Yes.
Yeah, Yes has not been one of my big ones.
Now, King Crimson, I've heard this name. What was like their bigger song?
Court of the Crimson King.
Yep.
Yeah,
I don't know that.
Yep. That's a good one.
It's an entire album side, and it's an entire. Yeah, it's like. I'd say those were the ones where they've told prog rock tells stories in their music.
Okay, Rush is Rush prog rock.
Yes.
Pink Floyd is prog.
Yes, is prog rock, but is Rush?
Yeah, I'd say Rush is prog.
Okay. I was trying to do the Abbott and Costello. Yes.
Pink Floyd.
Who's on first?
Pink Floyd is definitely prog.
Okay. Now,
at least back in the mid 70s.
Mm-hmm.
In the mid 70s, when they started doing the 80s MTV thing, they started losing.
It became more AOR than anything else.
when they became poppy,
Yeah.
pop rocky. I would hazard a guess to say Frank Zappa was prog. More probably, probably shock prog because he did some weird stuff.
Yeah.
And that's one person, surprisingly, I never listened to more because, John, isn't that where Steve Vai started?
Yep.
Zappa?
Yep.
I saw Frank Zappa in an interview the other day. Like he knew stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know much about him, but yeah, he did seem to know stuff, especially musically, it seems.
Uh-huh.
Well, there's a good interview on YouTube with Steve Vai talking about his audition, and you'll want to check that out.
Hold on. Let me see. I'm gonna go to my trusty working. Okay.
Yeah. Matter of fact, Carl, I'm glad you pointed that out because I noticed we're already over three and a half hours. So,
I
Yeah.
just have to get my kids dinner.
all right.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
probably only going to go. Maybe we'll go to one. I shouldn't have even went this far. Like I was saying, I don't know, Carl. I don't know if you're here in the beginning, but I've been talking to somebody, getting some pointers on this YouTube thing. Long, super long,
Who you
super
been
long.
talking to, Fit?
Somebody. The super long live streams aren't really great. Aren't really a great thing. So while I still have the free StreamYard here, I can either do 3 hour long. Let me think how I'm going to say this. I can do 4 3 hour long live streams a month, or do 3 4 hour long and then take like a break 1 week or something. But anyway, so to kind of, because with the free plan of StreamYard, I only get 14 hours a month.
Okay.
So
Oh, yeah.
when I do a 10-hour stream, I pretty much blew my wad right there. So yeah.
Why don't you just work on 3 and then you've got a little bit of extra time on each one of them?
Or that. Yeah. But the thing about doing 3
Just
or
a
4, I
thought.
mean, like this now, it's already 3.5 hours, and
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's probably
Yeah.
time to wrap it up.
Yeah, we're
I
getting
suppose
close.
if you do 3, you can do 3.5 almost. Like the last one can be a bit shorter if you find you've
Like now, I went
blown your
over.
wad.
Yeah, because I was saying probably 3 hours, but I already went over it. It's easy to go over it.
Yeah.
Because I was telling somebody I was doing like 10. John, didn't we do 11.5? What was the long one? 11?
Yeah.
11 hours.
11
Something
hours.
like that, yeah.
That's ridiculous.
15 minutes, I think it was.
Today was we did 4, but I usually go about 4.
But have you got you've got the paid window, Raymond?
Yeah, I pay.
Yeah. So you can fit more people on as well. So
Yeah.
there's no limit on the
And,
paid one, I'm assuming.
And I make up, it makes up because my Wednesdays are only 2 hours. So.
All right. Tim, I'm risking it right now. I'm gonna try to bring up Facebook.
Let's see. I'll bring up some.
Hold on.
I'll bring up some. Let's see.
Oh, hold on. I'm gonna have to skip it for now, Tim. I'm not even logged in. I didn't even bother logging into Facebook. I'm trying to distance myself from Facebook. I don't know. I hate. It's a necessary evil. I want to leave it so bad. I don't need it in my life, but there's still people that I associate with on there. And if I didn't have that Fed for Hire page still over there, I would have probably blown that clam bake long ago. Sorry, Tim. Oh, hold on. Maybe we'll do it the Fez way. Give me a second. If my phone wants to turn on. All my electronics are betraying me today. And there is the echo. See that? On the way out, we're going to have the echo of Fet Force.
Echo of Doom.
Now, your business can now make and receive calls in the app. All I want to do is open the goddamn messenger, Facebook. You just know I hate Facebook.
Yeah.
So apparently I'm switched over to my page. That's another thing where I don't know who thought that taking a half hour to switch between your personal account and your page was a good idea. But hey, Zuckerberg, it sucks. Fix it.
Yeah.
No, see, I'm logged in on Facebook to my personal account, but when I try to open Messenger, Tim, was it on my page or was it me personally? Probably me personally. Let's see if I can open it here. Yeah, see, hold on. See, here we go. We're switching. It's switching. Let's see how long this takes. Hey, Mark Zuckerberg, this is not convenient. You see what I'm saying? Look, I just want to check my goddamn message, buddy. Hold on. Oh, I think we're making session expired. Please log in again. Well, that's freaking lovely. Good. Maybe I'm kicked off of Facebook. Do me a favor, you prick.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm trying for you, Tim. I'm trying. Trying to go the extra mile for you. But I'm still, work with me here.
Yeah.
Work with me. All right. Now I got to select to continue as me. No, who else am I going to continue as? You know what I'm saying?
Snortopopus.
Yeah.
I guess I could do that. Do you know what? We need a 6 Snortopopus on. Tim, where did you send it?
Is Tim even here?
Still here? He might not even be here anymore.
Oh, he may have.
Okay,
gone
here
to
it is.
bed.
Hold on. It took forever to. All right, here we go. Now if it'll open. Oh, new monkeys. Oh, wait. Do I even want to read this?
Uh-oh.
See, this is my day. Hold on. We're loading here. My computer's been shutting down. My phone doesn't want to load. This is, you're seeing what I'm seeing. Blank screen. So hold on. Oh, brother. Oh, God. Why? Oh, no.
Is this gonna break the panel?
Oh, no. He said picture. Oh, no. John, look away.
Oh, no. Yep, that's the one.
What the
Jeez.
heck?
What
That'd
the?
be Pat Boone. That's metal Pat Boone.
Yep. Temporary tattoos and all.
Oh, good Lord. Oh, good Lord. I'm glad that we took the time to see metal Pat Boone. Okay. So anyway,
Hey,
Tim,
well,
if you want,
Spielberg is here.
oh man, on the way out, we were just getting ready to pack it in. He says, "Hey everyone, I hope you are." See, I can't read at this point either. I haven't been able to read all damn week. Hey, everyone, hope you're all well. Just heard the talk about cutting down the stream time. Does sound better to have a few shorter ones than the occasional mega stream. Yeah, I was talking in the beginning, probably throughout this whole thing. New game plan for the channel. We're kind of kicking ass over here now, I think, and I want to continue that. So I want to do things that kind of help the channel rather than hurt the channel. So of course, my mouth tends to dig myself a hole too, but I got to try to learn to stop that stuff. Hold on, we got some more. Wait, we got some more. Oh, sure. See, somebody put out the word that Fett was getting ready to pack it in, and all of a sudden the chat is active again. Old Man Bird says Peter Gabriel. Oh wait, early Genesis was prog rock.
Yeah.
Peter Gabriel. I don't know the stuff with Peter Gabriel. Yeah. Like I always thought about checking it out, but I never did for some reason. Was it good?
But Fett, when does your month start? Because you said that you use all 14 hours in one lot. When is it like? Because will it matter if you go a bit longer today? Because your month might start like tomorrow or in a couple of weeks.
Well, it did just reset, and I haven't used for May yet, so I'm good now. I get an email that says when I'm approaching my limit, it says your friends at StreamYard just want to remind you that you're approaching your monthly limit. So I get that. But the problem is Raymond, you know how I am with checking my email. So I'm gonna not see it one of these days. And I'm gonna go, hey everybody, welcome to the live stream. Click on, get out of here.
Yeah.
So I'll have to keep an eye on that. But yeah, again, if I get myself down to 3 hours, I can do that standing on my head. The only problem is now, once I perfect miking the guitar, I do want to play more. So I kind of want to do it, but
Fett, you can do that, and then you can invite your friends on.
Well, yeah, but you know, the thing of
Because
it is
you won't do it. If you have invited us on, you're not going to stop talking.
that's true.
We talk. So just do your guitar bit first, and then bring your friends on, because then you don't need to swap between mics and all that.
Right.
Stuff.
Well, I kind of planned on that tonight too. But like I said, for some reason, when I flipped the switch, it would kill my camera.
Mm.
And I would have to go out of the live stream and come back to get the camera. It would keep telling me it wouldn't detect. I don't know if it's too many mics, because I have a stupid microphone on my camera too that sounds like crap, and there's no way of turning it off.
How does Doomcock
HBZ
do his
is here.
studio? How does Doomcock do his Doomcock studio?
He has I'm not, oh, this one scroll for me. Oh, hey, cute Grogu, time first. Oh, yeah. Wait, what was I talking about?
Doomcock's
He has,
you know how he swaps over?
Right. So he has a whole different setup for that. He has another computer. Well,
yeah.
Not that I know these things for sure.
No,
I'm assuming down there at the center of the earth is a completely different setup for, he has the reverb on the microphone and all. So I've done that. I did that before. I have a laptop that I could log in, which I did. But the live stream that I tried it on, the battery didn't hold out for the 10 hours. That was a problem. So by the end of the matter of fact, I think you were on it and you said I thought you were going to play guitar, and I'm like, shit. The battery's dead on my, so because I noticed I was gone, there was two of me on the screen. I can do that, but I can't. Well, that's another reason I guess not to do the 10 hours, but I could run the mic through that. I just didn't think I had to do it today, so I didn't bother charging the laptop, but I can do that too.
But I think you should do guitar, maybe start with guitar and then talk for a bit and then go, okay, get off my stream, I'm going to play all the songs we were talking about.
Yeah.
See, my problem is I kind of I was in an 80s mood today, and I was playing all kind of stuff, Def Leppard included, because I knew I was going to talk about Vivian Campbell. And I was going to, even if it was just me and John, I was going to say, hey, John, what's this song? John, what's this song? And I have to switch this mic completely off to be able to do that one. So I'm still working on it. It's a work in progress. We'll get there. I kind of I don't want my guitar to sound like crap, so I want it to sound good. I'm missing a whole bunch of chats here, though. See, they didn't screw with me at the beginning, so now they're going to screw with me at the end. And I don't know. Oh, I forgot to even mention this. 2 weeks ago, I was driving through a doorway at work, and I got something in my eye. And I wear gloves at work, and I just, I think my eyes are indestructible. I never really have issues or anything, so I'm just kind of digging at the thing. So every morning I would wake, afternoon, I sleep till the afternoon. Every afternoon I'd wake up and my eye was like bugging me, but then it would go away. And now last weekend I woke up, or no, yeah, I think it was, anyway, no, it was 2 weeks ago. I woke up on a Sunday morning right before work. My eye is swollen. It's all red. And then it ended up like 2 days after that, my whole cheek puffed up and swelled up.
Wow.
So luckily it kind of died down. Oh, Tony's here. Oh man, we were just wrapping it up, brother. But hey, thanks for stopping in. Hold on. Hey! Make the entrance. Let me finish my story real quick. So anyway, I got my eye was all screwed up. Couldn't even see. I'm still having issues, to be honest with you. If I move my eyes, that's one of the reasons why I'm not reading so great the last few days. If I move my eyes, it takes my brain a second to catch up to them or something. But anyway, the video I did, John, you got a kick out. One where they mentioned me on Pop Culture Breakdown, and they wanted me to make a picture of Doomcock, I guess wearing nothing but socks and a cowboy hat. And I look, if you look at that video, the reason I tinted it blue was because my eye was so red. It looked horrible, but I tinted it blue. But if you look now, it looks like in the video like I have a black eye because I tinted it blue. So it's either the black eye or the red eye. So anyway, so that sucked. But Tony, what's up, brother?
Well, I just wanted to pop in, see if you were still going. You guys are obviously wrapping up. Well, Alpha had a gig at the Cotton Council season premiere, and so be sure to check that on the rewind before he puts it over there on the second channel. And wanted to kick my feet up and just, shoot the shit because I'm done working for the day. You guys are wrapping up. Breaking my heart.
Yeah, I'll save you from having to watch the replay. I'll just tell you real quick. I've been talking to somebody. Somebody give me pointers on the YouTube thing. I'm going to start doing more condensed live streams. I was only supposed to go for 3 hours tonight, but that's the thing. If you come and see me in person, I probably won't say much of anything. But I don't know what it is. I come on here, and here we are 3 hours and 40 minutes later when I was supposed to wrap it up 40 minutes ago. So I need to rein myself in. I gotta try to get myself. I'm going to try to do more consistent, a video or two a week and a shorter two a week, and shorter live streams, but more on the schedule.
You can have a party every now and then that goes into the wee hours, but if you're doing like a standard show, 3 is the sweet spot. 5 if you got a lot going on, but 3 is the sweet spot. 3 is the spot you want to hit.
I need to go get some dinner too.
Yeah. It's like,
and don't need snacks.
I gotta tap off.
Yeah, like I'm so hungry here, man. Like I'm gonna just start eating these rocks.
Are you eating rocks for real?
Come on, man.
Lollies. He had a jar of lollies.
Oh man.
Man, I'm so hungry.
And here comes his teeth.
Yeah.
This one isn't a rock.
Out your teeth.
This one isn't a rock. That's my tooth.
Oh.
No, totally a little gag set up. These are candy rocks. Like I hate this.
Yeah.
But they look like real rocks.
Yeah, they look like real rocks.
Wow, that's cool.
Like totally set this up when there was only me here, so you can't even see the thing anymore. So this was kind of a bomb, but my friend hooks me up with these candy.
Grogu on it or something.
Yeah,
or
we saw.
Yoda or something.
Yeah. Too many people here now for the white trash.
Sorry.
Yeah. So that was a little thing set up there, but
all right.
that was TZ Cute Grogu. Time for a snack. That was my cue to do that. Totally forgot about that. John and I discussed that at the beginning, but let's see. Definitely would like to see the Fetar more. That's a good. I like that. Fetar.
Yeah.
Your shredding is second to none, sir.
Oh man, I've been practicing the last 2 days. I've been shredding it up. I wanted to play so bad tonight. I bought this connector to switch from my mic, and I thought I'd be able to like just switch over the thing, but it was killing my camera. I got to figure that out. But there will be playing.
Good.
Practicing, getting better again. There will be more playing.
All right.
So that will be a thing.
Okay. Well, I gotta tap off.
Okay. Yeah, we're
Can you
wrapping
put your
it
link
up.
in the chat? I'll see if I can put your link.
I
in
had
the
King
chat.
Dolphin TV up. As long as I don't kill the stream, I will grab it right now and put that thing out there. There it is.
Cool.
Up and away.
All right.
There he is.
All right. Well, I haven't been on here long enough to plug, so I won't.
No.
I've got an interview coming up on Wednesday, so check it out.
Cool.
Huh?
I said
She
cool.
said, cool.
Yep.
Proud of you, Raymond.
Yeah. Okay, you guys
Are
take
you
care.
boys all grown up?
God bless you. Good to see you, bud.
All right. Thanks for stopping by, buddy.
Yep, you take care. Bye, John. Bye, Tony, and bye, Carla.
Bye.
Toodaloo.
Okay. Just wanted to read this one real quick. Tippy Tail says he got pink eye at work the last week.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, Carla said, "Hey Stark, William Shakespeare Spielberg. I almost said Shakespeare.
William Shakespeare.
Yes. Fett, Carla has the perfect idea. Warm the crowd up with the guitar. Let the bartender set up the first round and roll the show. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Guitar at the very beginning. Would be much easier. I just want to be able to have a couple people there with me, so that when I can play something, you can tell me what it is or whatever. Something like that.
Yeah, Carla won't be doing that. Carla doesn't know anything about music.
I might be able to figure out a couple things you might know.
Okay.
The heavy metal
Fire.
version of the
Yeah,
Penguin.
Alpha's really coming to his own, man. I love the role. I love puppeteering him and voice acting him. It's a lot of fun.
Hey. Before you kill the lights, hail Fez, Raymond, and that dude in the upper right corner. Wait, on my screen, I'm up in the right corner.
Oh,
Who is that? All right. I think I got everything. This was kind of a lackluster live stream for me. I apologize for that.
thanks.
I mean, on my end, you know, I don't know. I feel like there were some dead spots. So I'm usually pretty good at doing that. But again, a lot of things didn't work out right this week, actually.
But that's why you practice. That's why you do it. The more you do it, the better you'll get. And then you'll be like, oh, I remember when I was.
Hey, remember whenever I was garbage?
Well, like I said too, I had other plans. I wondered I was going to fill a lot of the time with playing the guitar, but that didn't pan out. So
you never do that. We always talk the whole time. That's why you have to start with guitar because you ain't getting back on it. You're not getting back on it.
No, yeah, that's what I'll have to do. Oh, see, I should have waited. There, see, I even ruined
the rocks.
I even botched this. Yeah, there's the plant with the rocks and the.
Yeah.
But anyway, see the candy rocks. Anyway, I was eating rocks. It almost worked out. Yeah, music fits appropriately. But,
hey, what can I say? Soundboard food's what I got.
But
no
all right,
rocks in his head, but rocks in his tummy.
Oh, there's rocks in my head. Believe me, there's lots of rocks in my head.
Well, as long as there's no bats in your belfry.
No. Nothing up there taking up room. Tony, listen, I know you weren't here very long, but you can absolutely plug whatever you want to plug.
Well, then in that case, I'll go ahead and I will just play my commercial for you guys. How's that sound? Let me just cue it up.
Okay.
And I recommend everybody make a commercial. Fett has a commercial that he made for my show. It is the future, folks.
Cool.
It is the future. All right. It should be presented. Yes. There it is.
Oh, there it is.
Hi, this is Alf here, and I thought we were going to be talking about something important.
Were we?
Yeah, a commercial. That's right, a commercial.
Oh, that's right.
A commercial. Hi, this is Ginger Wolf.
Hi.
She's our resident Black Widow of the Stark of Iron channel, where you'll find parodies, songwriting, voice acting, puppeteering, and a heck of a lot more. Maybe a little pole work, maybe a little fire eating.
Maybe.
Maybe, just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a wee bit.
Just like enough to add like a little spice to the pot.
A little spice to the pot. How do you like your chili? Do you like your chili hot?
I eat delivery orders.
I like my chili so goddamn hot you can cook a hog's ass with a spoonful.
So you mean like me?
Oh yeah, just like our great Ginger Wolf thing.
Yeah.
That's right. So check out the Stark of Iron channel, where yeah, Snow Dub wanted a commercial of us. This is what you get.
Yeah.
We're totally cutting the last bit.
And our next program will be none other than the Tower After Hours, where I'll be interviewing a double guest on the couch. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, two guests. The great K-Log of the early fandom menace, alongside Snow Dub, will be sitting at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time this coming Monday. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Nice. Well done.
Mm-hmm.
There's the link.
Very cool.
You know, commercialization is a good thing. It is. It is. Because, you know.
Hey, you know what? Speaking of which, I'll have to talk to Andy. I just actually made it like a commercial. I put it on my channel, but a commercial for Andy's channel. It's a short.
Oh, nice. I saw that. I liked it. I saw that. That was fantastic.
Yeah, I'll have to find out. Yeah, maybe Andy won't mind if you put that on your channel.
Yeah, ask him. I'll definitely run his. I have commercial breaks for a reason. I want everybody that has supported me. I want to support them, and the best way to do that is to run it mid-show when your chat is at its largest, when everybody's jiving, and you know, it's just a better way to advertise, because I see it on every program, big and small. Everybody's, you know, leaving in the chat. They're like, well, tell us about your show. No, I got a show at 9. Check out this video on my channel. You lose your audience. Who's making me echo?
Yeah, that's been like a thing tonight. I don't know what's going on. I have all my settings back to the way it was, but it's been like plaguing the live stream all night. I don't know, something I'll have to work on.
Wild stuff. Ain't that right, Ed? It's correct, sir.
Yeah, I think I was calling it the Ghost of Fet Force over here tonight, but
the Ghost of the Fet Force. And hail the Fet Force.
Hail Fet Force.
Fet Force
Kala.
Ghost.
Hello.
Kala, you got anything going on?
Not really. No.
No.
No. Avion lost his channel, so we haven't done live streams anymore. So,
Yeah.
but it's sad. But anyway, happy birthday, Avion, and happy birthday,
Avion.
Happy birthday, Avion. Love you, dude.
Yeah.
He still hasn't heard anything from YouTube?
I don't know.
No. I don't know.
That's really sad.
Yeah, he was cool.
Yeah,
dude.
so but we just still watch things together, but nothing.
Hey, you know, you're always welcome here, Carla. Like I said, I want to do this a little more often.
Thank you. I know.
People
I
enjoy the,
can make this time better than Raymond's time, sadly. It's just unfortunate.
All right. Yeah, well, I'm probably do the 9 o'clock, so I don't interfere with Raymond. So I'll be here. And people do enjoy the car videos. So
yeah, I was about to say, you aren't driving tonight. I was shocked.
Yeah. Well, it's only like 3 p.m. back then.
Did we almost get a husband sighting there?
Oh,
you did. We saw elbow.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there was somebody there.
Yeah. Yeah. He does a good job of his job, so I keep him.
All right, Brother John.
Oh, not a whole lot going on. Just doing this and the King Dolphin and, you know,
That stuff.
life in general. So,
Yeah.
you know.
That's enough, isn't it, right there? Life in general.
Oh, yeah.
In general.
All right.
And
Well,
you're meant to advertise. Haven't you got the word to advertise yourself as well? Fet.
Oh, me?
No, Fet.
Advertise myself.
Remember, you were told last time that you should tell people about this stuff that you do.
Hi, Rob Wright.
Oh, man.
Hi, Rob.
Rob Wright's still up.
Hey, Rob.
Oh, yeah, it is only. You know, I'm so used to doing the 10-hour long live streams. I'm used to wrapping it up and it being like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Only one. I actually can finish up a live stream and actually still do a couple things here and there.
That's the
run right
ticket.
to bed.
That's the ticket.
So, but hey, Rob, right, man? Just wanted to pop on and say hi to everyone. What's up, man? Yeah, this was a short one tonight. Probably going to continue to do short ones because I'm probably going to start at 9 o'clock on Saturdays. But glad you could stop by. He says, I just get done doing the slides for the movie of the week. Cool. Oh, speaking of which, yeah, I have the graphic done. I did do well, he pretty much been mentioning it.
It
anyway.
is
So
technically Monday. You can share it now.
Yeah, I usually post it on Sunday anyway. I can pop that thing up. Give me a second. Let me run through these last couple chats here. Fez got at least 3 guitars on that wall behind him holding on to us. Yes, one of these days, John, what we got to do, you got to show those all off individually.
Yep.
So maybe next live stream. Stay tuned, everyone. We're going to show that stuff off. Do a spotlight on that maybe.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah. So, yeah, let's work for me too. So it sounds good. Okay.
Now we know why Rob Wright was up so late. He went ahead and did the slideshow tonight.
Yes. He says it's one of his favorite movies. All right.
I really do miss you guys on PCB. I hope you all know that.
I got to get back on there. I've been having such a rough time getting a Wednesday off this year. It's hold on. Oh, there it is.
Oh wow, yes, the man who shot Liberty Valance. Oh yeah.
It's a great one. So
yeah,
I'll be putting it up on Twitter in a couple hours, probably.
And that's funny because we were just talking about him getting his
John
car.
Wayne.
Getting
That
his
might be one of the
car.
reasons why I gravitated to it.
Duke action.
Yeah, it might be one of the reasons why I gravitated to it when you mentioned George Barris, because I was working on this last night and I had John Wayne on the brain. Rob says that's awesome. Thank you, brother. Yep. I'll be putting that one up for you guys to tweet out later.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, sneak peek for everybody that's here. All right. Guess I need to wrap it up because it is just about 4 hours. I went an hour over my. I got to learn. Got to learn to cut it
You
down.
will. You will.
I will. I miss you guys. You know.
I miss
And
you too, but I tell you what, man, if I can make it, I'll make it. If you're capping it off at 12, it will be hard for me to make it all the time because of Cotton Council. It's in full swing over there. So
understandable, brother. I'll give my respects to Snowdub too, man.
Will do.
Cool dude. Just watch his liberal meltdown.
Yeah,
yesterday.
those are so good.
I'm so glad they're back, man.
Yes.
But, yeah, cool dude, man. Rob Wright says, folks, don't forget to leave comments afterward. YouTube will share it. Absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah, man. I appreciate everyone that comments on my videos and all that stuff. That
I will
really
try.
I don't even care if it's you can say you suck. I don't care. YouTube.
It's still engagement.
I don't say that.
No, I'm just saying a comment is a comment. And YouTube really seems to like the comments. That's
okay.
Well, how about we meet in the middle and say "suck you, Fett"?
I like that. That's great. That works for me. Works for me. No. All right. Oh, hold on. One more. Okay. Comments help get the video noticed. It sure does. It sure does. I've noticed that. People are interacting a lot more with me, and I got to confess, I comment back too, just to keep it going. So yeah, I noticed.
That's the idea.
Yeah. We're getting bigger here. It's really starting to become a Fed force. So hopefully that's gonna.
There will be a full Fed force.
I too often
full
write
Fed force now, but it could be a bigger Fed force.
Oh yeah, a force to be reckoned with.
That's right.
So.
No thread shit here.
Nah. Yes, William Shakespeare does. He does. He comments on a lot of my stuff too. I totally 100% appreciate that. Yeah. Fortunately, it hasn't pissed him off yet.
Well, he is a writer.
I know, because you're a troublesome fella, that William Shakespeare, isn't he?
He's a great guy.
Well, listen, it's hard to piss me off personally. It's these jackasses like Springsteen that go out there and just talk like I don't care. Do you not understand? Like I care what you guys think. You know what I mean? And I will get along with you no matter what. I don't care who you like or what you if we differ, that's fine. But it's these jackasses who never even had to work a real job in their lives. And they're going to tell me what I'm supposed to do, what I'm supposed to vote for. It's like, just shut up. Yeah. That's the thing that, anyway, didn't mean to end it on that note. But again, I want to thank everyone that was here. I want to thank everyone that was in the chat. I hope I got everybody. I really slacked on that tonight. Rob says, yes, what a joker Springsteen is. For sure, man. Highly overrated. Highly overrated. But yeah, I want to thank everyone that was in the chat. I apologize if I missed you. Oh, I do miss you. Miss you when
you heard it here, folks. He misses every one of you.
I do. And I want to thank everyone that will watch this on the replay because that helps too.
Yeah,
so yes, this is
kind rewind.
Right. Be kind, rewind. This is past Fett saying hello. But all right. So this has been another one of these here live streams. I almost hit the John. I almost played your video again. I almost got to see Fez again. But all right. So thanks a lot, everyone. Take care.
Yep.
Take it sleazy.
See you, everybody. Have a good night.
Fun in the butt.